Yeah. I'm expecting good things. I mean, I know it's not like a great matchup this week, and even if you look at the schedule the rest of the season, it doesn't look like amazing. But I mean, as I've made clear many times, like I'm never really too worried about matchups and schedules and things like that. I think it's a great opportunity for him. I mean, we'll see if there's any kind of like Sean Payton shenanigans with Tyler Bidet, or if he digs up Jaleel McLaughlin out of the woodwork or something like that. So you can never completely like write off that possibility when it comes to Sean Payton, but I think it's going to be pretty tough for even Sean Payton not to give RJ Harvey. I mean, I would expect him to certainly. I mean, I feel like it would be pretty safe to expect somewhere in the neighborhood of like 15 to 20 touches. I mean, I don't think that's outrageous. I feel like that's pretty reasonable between the rushing attempts and his catches. So yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, really, that's been the only holdup has been J.K. Dobbins playing so well. But I mean, it really should be wheels up now because the competition behind Harvey now really isn't that great. So I mean, he's an exciting player. He's explosive. This is what we've been waiting for. So I'm excited. How about you? Okay. Wow. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Wow. Patient. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, I feel like it's that much more exciting with Harvey because we definitely have seen some nice glimpses of it recently. I mean, what did he have like four touchdowns in that like 2 game stretch like pretty recently, with the three coming in one game. So yeah, that definitely gave us a taste of what could be to come. And yeah, not now it's here. I mean, he pretty much should have the backfield to himself. Okay. Is it you? I know you just updated your mic before we started streaming, so I don't know if that caused any issues. Yeah, so we'll try to figure this out here. But yeah, thanks for the heads up on that. Here, I'll pull up the live chat. Do you have to like turn on some kind of mic setting within OBS? Catch up on the live chat? Yeah, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. But yeah, apologies for the technical difficulties here. While Blake gets that figured out, I will catch up on the live chat. Okay, yeah, we don't have like too much so far. Um, but yeah, I will also pull up the schedule here and we'll start to talk about, I don't know, maybe we'll talk about some of my favorite streamers for the week. All right, NFL schedule. What are we on? Week 11? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Pull this up here. But yeah, we also have had some news recently. I'm sure Blake and I will talk about it shortly, but Sam Laporta getting put on IR, as well as J.K. Dobbins, of course. I can't remember if we actually mentioned that, but that is official now. But the Laporta one was really surprising. I mean, that just kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, he was listed as questionable, but I didn't think it was like anything serious. I don't remember him getting hurt during the game, and then he was just like ruled out on Friday, and then like all of a sudden, I think it was just today that he shifted to IR, just kind of out of nowhere. So that was kind of crazy. I mean, I added some Brock Wright in some of my dynasty leagues even before the shift to IR. I mean, I think you'd have to be pretty desperate to start him, especially since like Brock Wright himself is questionable. Um, and also, I noticed Isaac Tesla was added to the injury report recently, so I don't know if he's kind of iffy as well. But I was just talking to Blake before the stream that if you're really desperate in like a deeper league, especially like a deeper dynasty league, and you need someone to like throw into like one of your last flex spots, Khalif Raymond could be kind of interesting. We saw in the first game with Dan Campbell calling plays for the Lions, Khalif Raymond kind of out of nowhere had 4 targets, 4 catches for like I think like 48 yards. Looked good too. Played about half the snaps. So yeah, if with Laporta gone and possibly Brock Wright, the backup tight end, and or Isaac Tesla possibly missing, Khalif Raymond could play a lot of snaps and could definitely get some targets and catches in a potentially high scoring game with that Eagles Lions game. So I do think if you're in a deep league and like pretty desperate, Khalif Raymond could be kind of sneaky. So just a name I thought I would throw out there for any of you guys in deep leagues or just really desperate this week. Um, but yeah, I'm pulling up the schedule. I mean, there actually are a bunch of really good streamers this week. I mean, like Greg Dortch, I like quite a bit. With Marvin Harrison having the appendicitis. So he's going to miss at least this game, possibly more after that. So I do think Greg Dortch is pretty interesting. I mean, seems like teams never want to use him, but when they're forced to, he always seems to produce. So I like Dortch quite a bit. It's a great matchup against the 49ers. I also feel like they're pretty bad against slot receivers specifically. So I do think this could be a nice game for Dortch if you're kind of desperate. And then let's see, in terms of some of my other favorite streamers this week, let's see, for a couple other guys I had in mind. Oh yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, Tyler Lockett is another guy I like quite a bit this week. Potential like fantasy zombie. I mean, we saw him have like what was it, like 4 catches for like 46 yards, something like that in the last game. And he's reconnected with Geno Smith. They obviously have a connection, and it could not be a better matchup against the Cowboys. I mean, that is like the dream matchup for wide receivers this season. So I think Tyler Lockett is kind of a fun desperation play, especially, since it's the Monday night game. So, no matter what happens in your matchup, you'll at least have a shot going into Monday night. You can hope for some big miracle game from Tyler Lockett or whatever. But hey, crazier things have happened, so I do kind of like him. How you doing, Blake? Okay. hmm Okay. Yeah, let me look at the live chat if we're getting any feedback. Yeah, for anyone watching, like, yeah, if you can hear Blake at any point, like, let us know because then we'll know the mic is working and we can resume our regular programming here. Um, and then Frank says, missed all of the Harvey talk. Haha. Well, yeah, I mean, I could review some of that again real quick. I mean, basically just, I mean, it's pretty much like wheels up with Dobbins being put on IR. I mean, Harvey had already been kind of like getting ramped up with all the touchdowns he'd been scoring lately. And there's not much competition besides, for Harvey in this backfield at this point. So, I mean, he's a fun, explosive player. It's a great situation on that Broncos offense. Um, they like to target the running back there in Denver. I mean, he should get a lot of targets. I mean, he should have a lot of touchdown opportunities. He should get a lot of touches. He has the big playability. I mean, it's pretty much just like check, 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 check. I mean, he's just got like everything you want right now. I guess if you want to nitpick, the only thing he doesn't have is like a great schedule moving forward. But I don't care about that too much. So it's wheels up for RJ Harvey. If you got him, start him, unless you just have like a absurdly loaded team. Um, but yeah, if you have Harvey, you should probably be starting him this week. But if you do have any kind of tough start set decisions regarding, Harvey versus someone else, definitely let us know and we can give you our opinion. But for the most part, I mean, anywhere, Blake and I have him in Dynasty. We're absolutely firing him up this week. We're excited about it. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, all good things for RJ Harvey right now. And then let's see, we got Robert Monteleone, probably saying that wrong, in the chat. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you before, so welcome to the channel. And you say, what do you guys think of Golden's dynasty value? Dobbs and Watson on the way out. Okay. So let's see, Dobbs and Watson, like, are their contracts up after this year? Like, will they be free agents this offseason? I guess I hadn't really thought about that too much. I mean, I don't really own any Packers receiver anywhere in Dynasty or redraft for that matter. So I hadn't really been thinking about that too much. But yeah, I mean, if Dobbs and Watson are both free agents, I mean, of course, one or both of them could re-sign with the Packers. Um, but I mean, certainly a chance that one or both of them could move on, get a lot of money in free agency if they are indeed free agents this offseason. So yeah, I mean, Golden, like we haven't seen like a ton from him, and we've seen some flashes, and then he kind of got banged up, and then Watson kind of came out of the woodwork coming back from his injury, and I mean Dobbs has been like rock solid all year. He's been a nice pleasant surprise this season, although now he's banged up. So yeah, it's kind of hard to say what Matthew Golden's dynasty value is. I mean, if you just owned him in a random dynasty league and you spammed out offers of, trying to get pretty much just like any first for Matthew Golden, like even a late one, I mean, you might have someone accept that, but I don't know if it'd be like a slam dunk just because we haven't seen like a ton at this point. So people might be thinking they'd rather just kind of like re-roll on Matthew Golden. Plus the Packers always seem to love to spread the ball around, and they got so many different options there. I know Jaden Reed, I believe he should be coming back from injury soon. So that's just like yet another guy in the mix. So it's a bit convoluted there. So I think Matthew Gold is probably a hold in Dynasty, and I certainly think if he's healthy, he should have like a decent opportunity to break out between now and the rest of the season. But yeah, I don't think his value in Dynasty is like super high right now. So I mean, he could even be like kind of like a buy low right now.
We just saw him get traded. I don't know if you're in that league, but Seb just traded him for, and Seb's, we know he's a Packers homer. He loves his
Yeah,
Packers in Dynasty as well. He traded
him in a fourth for DK.
him in a
DK
fourth for
Metcalf.
DK, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
I didn't hate it at all to just convert in points. By the way, my mic is working now. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna actually
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey,
check that.
everyone in
But
the chat, like, please confirm for us that you can hear Blake. If you can, just give us like a thumbs up or just say yes or something like that. That'd be really helpful to know.
yeah, I just checked. We're all good to go. There is
Oh,
a
okay.
way on OBS to check it. Yeah, I just had to reconnect something. So glad that we got
Okay.
that going. So thanks again, Frank, for that. But yeah, Golden, man, yeah, he's a really really interesting case because he was already a really weak like prospect profile for a first round pick. But again, a lot of context around why that might have been. So I actually think he's pretty good. He just didn't really get a chance to capture it. Really, like a lot of it, I mean, he had some moments of flash, and it was just underthrows, overthrows. Man, there's a lot of points kind of left on the board outside of his control. So I do actually really like Golden. I'm probably just waiting on him. I think he could be a safe, maybe not safe, but it's one of those ones where we're seeing everyone probably slowly adjust here. And maybe say you're a rebuilder. Okay, if you can trade, I'm trying to think of like a kind of nastier veterans. I think that's really a fun way to like try and capitalize on Golden is on these rebuilders. If you're sending away, okay, J.K. Dobbins and stuff like that before he was hurt. I know he's hurt now, so that's not
Yeah.
really helpful. But
Right.
you kind of get the gist there. Those kind of aging running backs.
Yeah. How about DeAndre Swift, maybe someone like that?
yeah, anyone that just had a good week, maybe you have to add
Kamara. I
something.
mean, yeah, what would you need to add to Kamara to get to Golden? Like, I mean, I'd do Kamara in a third all day for Golden. I don't
Yeah,
even know if you can get that done. I
I
mean, maybe Kamara in a second. I mean, like, that probably wouldn't be crazy.
yeah. If Kamara in a second, if Kamara is like good again, he just had that one good game and good workload. If he can be good again, yeah, maybe you could be looking at like Kamara in a third, as long as Kamara's uh, like actually useful.
Yeah, maybe
Stuff
if he
like
has like
that.
a second good game in a row or like three good games in a row or something like that, then yeah, maybe Kamara in a third. But yeah, right now you just want to take advantage of like the Kamara coming off a good game.
Yeah.
People might still be a little skeptical, but they might at least be willing to give you some credit for Kamara. So yeah, if you did like Kamara in a late second for Golden, like I don't think that's crazy for a rebuilder.
Yeah, and if you can't get any deals done like that, I'd say, well, with his dynasty value, I think it'll keep dropping unless he does something, right? I know Dobbs is actually pretty banged up, but he is a guy interesting. I don't think there's any guarantees going next year, but it's a great bet to make. He's cheap. You're probably, you might be buying him at his lowest. If you miss on him, whatever. It's not like you're investing that much in him, buying him now or in the future
Mhm.
here. So I don't that yeah I think that maybe covers the golden outlook and value pretty well. I don't even know if we actually gave you an exact answer to the question. What was it? His
Yeah, I
value?
mean, to answer your question directly, like what is Matthew Golden's value? Like realistically, I feel like it's probably like an early second, or so.
I,
And even that, like
I don't think anyone's paying
I think
that.
you
Like
what?
I think you're right, and I think like no one, rarely anyone's gonna pay that right now.
Yeah, I agree. Like I mean that's probably like what it should be right now.
Yeah,
Like his you probably have to say his value has gone down at least a little bit. So it's probably gone from like a late first to like maybe early or maybe early to mid second. But yeah, I don't even think like a ton of people are even like wanting to pay that right now because they're just kind of thinking like, it really hasn't done much. Like probably just want to re-roll.
yeah, or just keep waiting for his price to keep adjusting. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if he can drop much more, but I would say the same thing, kind of on the earlier side of the second, but
Yeah.
getting really close to that like mid second, where at that price, that's a really good buy. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's why yeah, if you could get him for like Kamara in a third, I think that'd be a great deal especially for a
Yeah.
rebuilder. Even for a contender that doesn't need Kamara, you just want to buy low on Golden and hope you get a breakout, and then you ended up stealing him. Yeah, I think Kamara in a third would be a great price to pay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But then I'm just trying to check where we were on chat here.
Yeah, so we just answered about Matthew Golden, and let's see, where does that leave us? Okay, so then Frank says, oh no, it's about the mic. Okay, Robert says Packers spread it out so much makes it hard to get a clear picture. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah, it always makes it tricky with the Packers receivers. So, might give you some hesitation with investing in someone like Golden, but I mean, at this price tag, I mean, if it only takes like a mid second or a fake second or something like that, then that's probably too good to pass up.
Mhm.
Just take the chance on him because I mean, now's the time of year where we start to really see a lot of rookies break out. So I do think it's a pretty good time to buy Golden if his price is down. And then Robert says, I was offered Golden a mid 26 first and third for James Cook and a fourth for my rebuilding team. Okay, interesting. So what do you think of that, Blake? So Robert would be moving James Cook and a fourth, but he would get a mid 26 first, Matthew Golden, and a third. I'm assuming also in 26. What do you think? Would you do that if you were a rebuilder that owned James Cook?
I actually love that. If that's, yeah, like a real mid 2026 first,
Mhm.
again, I mean, I know people have their opinions on the draft class. I love kind of getting something in there and a third for Cook. I mean, you could almost, you could arguably be getting a free Golden just for what James Cook's actual trade value is. It's nothing crazy. Like an early first. So I think you could be pushing an early first value here if Golden is anything really, right? So
Yeah.
I do really like that. I would also say maybe you can even get better. I guess you do have to give up a fourth in that deal. So it's
Yeah, that's what stood out to me. Like, my first instinct was like, counter that and remove that
yeah,
fourth. Like, I kind of feel like that doesn't need to be there. And like, is that really gonna break the deal for the other guy?
mhm.
On the other hand, I guess you could argue, if you're already pretty happy with the deal, like, yeah, is removing that fourth, is that should that be a deal breaker for you? In just the same way. So, Yeah, if you wanted to accept that, I don't think that would be bad, but I might try countering and remove that fourth. I don't think there's too much downside in trying that.
Yeah, I would say I think it's a pretty fair deal, especially if you can get rid of that fourth.
Yeah,
I don't think it's like a smash though in terms of
no,
I want to also see if the other people are willing to give me a later first, and I know it's too late on a guy like Harvey right now, but like literally 2 weeks ago or whatever, a week ago, you might have been able to get Harvey in a first or something like that for
yeah.
Cook. Like I want to something like that. I do like that you're getting Golden. I'm trying to think of a guy that hasn't broken out quite yet, but yeah,
I mean, I guess Tootin, but I mean, Tootin wasn't in quite the same class as Harvey even a few weeks ago.
yeah, no, he's more of like he's actually yeah. I'm trying to think of even what Tootin would be. He'd probably be like a late second value or something right now.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you could get creative with other handcuffs that are young picks, but if that's the best you can get, I like it. I mean, anything happens to James Cook, you're probably wishing you had a mid 26 first gold and a third going into this offseason. So
Yeah, I mean, James Cook could tear his ACL or Achilles any time, and then his value is just really crater. So, yeah, so I wouldn't like panic and like, oh, I got to accept this. But I think the key you said, Blake, is like if this is the best you can get. So make sure you've exhausted that a little bit. Like, is there anyone else in the league that would just give you two first straight up, like a 26 first and a 27 first? Even if they project late, I would probably take two even late projected first over that package. But it's a fine package. But yeah, it's not some like slam dunk. I think it's fair though, and if you can remove that fourth, I think that's a good deal. You get two picks, one of which is a mid first, and you get kind of like a free shot at Matthew Golden. So if you can remove that fourth, I do think that's a nice deal.
yeah, absolutely. So I really hope that helps there, Robert. Thanks for the dynasty question. We always love the dynasty
Oh yeah,
questions.
for sure.
And Zane, welcome in Zane there. I see you got a couple questions here, so we'll get to both of these. You got Purdy or Goff tomorrow.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
the
because Goff is on the road. He's typically not as good on the road and not quite as good like outdoors. But I'm not going to sweat it too much. I do think it could be a high scoring game. So it's not like, oh, you got to bench Goff this week or anything. I think he's a fine start. I am a little nervous about Purdy in his first game back from injury. Like I psychologically, I just feel better having seen him get through a game and look decent, and then I can feel better about starting him the following week. But he has been dealing with turf toe, which is kind of a nagging injury, like hence why he's been out as long as he has. So hopefully he's fully recovered from it. I really don't know whether that's the case or not, and I don't think anyone will know until he's actually out on the field playing. And let's see, the 49ers, who are the
Arizona.
49ers again this week?
Arizona.
Arizona. So yeah, it's kind of like a middle of the road matchup or whatever. So yeah, I think I would lean toward Goff just with the injury being a tiebreaker and just wanting to play a little safe there.
Yeah, I mean it is really interesting because it's one of those injuries with Purdy where I feel like well depending on the injury for quarterbacks, he might not be able to actually get practice. I mean he's been practicing since week 1/4 with this injury. He came back randomly after a couple-week break. I think he has 2 games played, and he's at in 6-point passing. He's at like 23 points in both of them or something like that. So I'm really not actually too worried on Purdy. I don't know if the matchup is actually as good as it sounds with Arizona. I'd have to look at like the adjusted quarterback schedule.
Yeah.
But Purdy, I'd be very happy to play with him. Goff does lose Laporta. I think that's a decent blow. But hey, Brian, or you got Dan Campbell calling the plays. I'd probably just lean Goff. Hope to see some good stuff about Purdy. It's more of a risk tolerance. I just think it makes more sense to go with Goff, who has been rock solid, and
Yeah.
you kind of know what you're getting. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of feel like Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like starting Purdy is just an unnecessary risk. Like, imagine if you start him and he ends up like, re-aggravating his turf toe, and then he's like hobbling off to the sideline and up, he's questionable to return, and you're just like, oh, what was I thinking? Whereas with Goff, he just like never misses a game. So for me, like that, that's a pretty easy decision. I mean, that's one I would feel good about regardless of the outcome. Like even if Goff goes out there and only puts up like 15 fantasy points and Purdy scores like 30, I'm still going to feel I'm going to sleep fine at night, feeling like I made, the right decision for my process, and I would do that every single time. So yeah, I'm not saying like Goff is some must start or whatever, but yeah, given Purdy coming back from a turf toe, like for me, it's an easy decision to start Goff.
Yeah, I think that's a fair call. You don't want to get a zero or have your player. Purdy did actually react a bit. Hopefully, that's not the case. But
Yeah.
I'm more of a risk tolerance. In both, I would say both are, if they finish the game, are really just kind of the same tier. It's
Yeah. But the thing to keep in mind with Purdy is that, he's a, fairly mobile quarterback, that he relies on his ability to move around like that, even occasionally rush the ball, give you an occasional rushing touchdown. So that is part of his game. Like if it was like Goff coming back from a turf toe, I might not be quite as worried about that as I would for a more of a mobile quarterback like Purdy.
Yeah, no, that's a great call because he's been really good at rushing, especially last season. I think he averaged
Yeah.
over 4 points on the ground rushing, which is really
Right.
good from a guy like Purdy. So,
Oh yeah.
something to keep an eye
Yeah.
on.
So it's part of his game. So yeah. So because it's part of his game, all the more reason why you want to see him get through a game healthy and make sure that he looks like himself.
Yeah, and then Frank says for Cook, a little low, but he'd take it still. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think I don't know. It does feel a little bit low just for what James Cook's doing, but yeah, mid first we covered that.
But
Golden's
again,
still a
like,
pretty good return.
yeah, exactly. I still think it's pretty solid if you get the fourth taken out of there. So, you're actually getting 2 picks plus Matthew Golden. But again, that's why we gave the caveat if that's the best you can get. And really, before you make any trade in Dynasty, you should always ask yourself that question: is this the best return I can get with the pieces I am sending away?
Yeah,
You should always ask yourself that. So if you haven't fully explored that, like, no, I wouldn't just like smash accept that or just like immediately counter, take out the fourth, and hope he accepts it. Like I would explore a bit first and make sure that that is the best you can get for James Cook.
absolutely. And Zane had another question. It said pick one of Sutton, Dobbs, who has been banged up, or Shakir in PPR. Boy, oh boy, that's kind of
I heard the matchup isn't going to be great for Shakir in terms of let's see, wait, the Bills are playing the Bucks. Yeah, so I heard the Bucks are pretty good against slot receivers. I want to say maybe they have like can't remember his name offhand, but I think they have like a rookie corner that's been good. But anyways, Fantasy Stock Exchange was talking about it. And yeah, the guy Corey is actually a Bucks fan, so he's pretty familiar with them. So he was saying that it's not a great matchup for Shakir. So
Sutton
maybe
has
you lean away from
KC.
there.
Yeah, Sutton has KC and Franklin has been really stepping up. I'm just trying to see what Dobbs' status is here. I'm not too familiar with.
I want to say Dobbs was off the injury report, but I could be making that up. So we'll
Yeah,
double check on that.
no, he's cleared up,
Um,
and they're playing the Giants. It's been a great matchup. I mean,
oh,
you just
100% I'm starting Dobbs there.
you just look at his target shares down basically before he left that game with injury. I mean, they've been really, really good. I'm actually just gonna agree. I'm gonna go with Dobbs.
Yeah.
He's healthy. He's against the Giants. Target shares have been awesome. I think points can come. We know he can score. He's kind of like the Hunter Henry of receivers. When touchdowns come, they often seem to come in pairs. It's like the Cole Kmet of receivers too.
Okay, right.
He rarely scores one touchdown. There's always two in a game for some reason, or it feels like.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, I 100% agree. It always seems like Dobbs has those random 2 touchdown games every now and then. So yeah, this could certainly be a pretty good candidate for that. And yeah, like in non-shallow leagues, I mean, Dobbs has been like a damn near like must start this, every week this season. It seems like he's been like pretty matchup proof even. The targets have been there. He's been consistent. And yeah, we haven't even seen like a massive spike week yet. So who knows? Maybe we get that this game. So, but I definitely think at the minimum, he's a pretty rock solid start this week.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree. And Robert says, "Thanks, guys." He has
Yeah,
some
our pleasure.
value on that was on the golden
Okay. Yep.
discussion there. And Robert also says, "Glad we mentioned the two times first. That was the original deal that he was chasing, and yeah, that is absolutely in the range that I'd be wanting to chase for a James Cook."
Yeah, and you know what? You could also explore there if that was kind of on the table at one point, or maybe that was your original offer that you'd sent out. If you still think that there's a possibility you could get there, could you add a fourth to James Cook to get those two first? Like, is there something you could throw in to get two first? Because if you could do that, I think, nothing against Golden. Like, we do think he's a good buy. But if you could get two first by just adding something small to James Cook, like a fourth, or, maybe you
You might just
have
have
some.
that play. You might have a Khalil Shakir or something sitting on your roster.
Sure.
I genuinely, I do that, especially just depending on the first.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not both too late. But yeah, I mean, just something mid on your roster that might be Kamara.
Yeah, or even like if you have like Alvin Kamara on your roster and you haven't been able to trade him all season, but he finally has this good game, like I don't think it'd be crazy to send Cook and Kamara for like two late firsts.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes, yeah, when you can't reach that two times first, there are some things that you can kind of dump off that are appealing to the guy. So
Yeah.
you could always try that as well. Again, exhaust your options.
Yeah, and also this is something that I've learned multiple times, and I, make sure now never to make this mistake of like assuming anything. But specifically, don't always believe what managers say in trade negotiations. Like people lie, or sometimes they may say something that they think they believe, but then if you actually put the offer in their inbox and they can just click accept, like they might even surprise themselves. So even if the guy says like, nope, I won't pay two first for Cook, I refuse or whatever, like you could still tempt them. You know what I mean? Like don't believe them. Like you still send that offer of like James Cook and a fourth for the two firsts, or James Cook and Kamara for two firsts, or like don't believe anything the manager says. Like put him to the test. Like make sure that his actions will actually prove that out. Like, but hold his feet to the fire and make sure.
Yeah, no, great advice. And Nahal, or our guy Nahal, has joined. He said,
Okay.
"Yo, will we be live in about an hour? We'll probably be wrapping up in an hour or sooner. But yeah, it might be cutting it close. I know you're watching the nice. I think that main event's coming up soon for the UFC. Let us know how that's going. If it's still on, I'll have to check it out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and let us know how we can watch that because yeah, I wouldn't mind checking that out at some point. I was getting the notifications earlier about that. I was working at the time though, didn't really have time to respond. But yeah, I would be interested in checking that out sometime because yeah, Nahal seems pretty passionate about that. So I got to see what all the fuss is about at some point here.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty excited to check it out. So I'm hoping can at least catch the last fight there. It should be the best one, of course. So, and let us know how those fights are going. You mentioned something about a KO, and I don't know. Is my guy Michael Chandler fighting tonight? I have no idea. I have not a single clue. One person fighting tonight, but if he is fighting, I might figure out how to put it on the background while we're streaming or something. And Zane says appreciate the input.
Yeah,
welcome,
our
Zane.
pleasure.
Hope that helped, and I hope we kind of steered you in the right direction there for Goff and for Dobbs. And also, Zane, I'm pretty sure you're new. Pretty sure Robert's new. If you guys appreciate, what we're doing here, just literally drop a like or a sub, or both. Would
Yeah,
be awesome.
even better. Even
And
better.
we stream every Wednesday and Thursday night. So, or sorry, Wednesday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
Like tonight, we can always answer your start sits. You kind of know when we're going live. We also have a Discord. Sometimes we may go live an extra time, or you just want to be in touch. We got like Nahal in there and some other guys. We just created the Discord, so you can be kind of one of the first ones in there. So check that out. That's in the description if you're interested in that at all. We also have Rav80, who I believe is new as well.
Welcome.
Rav. He says, sounds like you're kind of standard one flex. Full people.
Yeah, two wide receiver.
Yeah, he's got Dobbs, JMO, Allen, Franklin, Pearsall, CMC, White, Tracy, Monty, Vidal, Aaron Jones at running back. Wow, okay, so we got quite a few options here. I'm assuming he's just asking us to fill out his running back. Yeah, his running backs, receivers, and flex here. What do you think about that, Dan?
Because yeah, that's Allen is Josh Allen. I'm assuming that's his QB.
That's got to be Keenan Allen.
Oh, Keenan Allen. Okay, gotcha.
Because he doesn't have any tight end or anything or quarterback.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, we'll take it one thing at a time here. So yeah, who are the two best wide receivers here? So it's between Dobbs, JMO, Keenan Allen. Troy Franklin, Ricky Pearsall. I'd probably rule out Keenan Allen. I mean, I do think he could be solid. I mean, I wouldn't like go out of my way to bench him or say he's a must bench or anything. But I did hear that the Jags have been good against slot receivers for what that's worth. So
Yeah.
not that I'm going to make too much of that, but something to at least keep in mind.
They have been. They're actually really weak against outside receivers, like what we
Exactly.
just.
So Quentin Johnson could be a Quentin Johnson game.
Yeah. So Franklin, man, that's tough. I mean, JMO and Pearsall are two guys I just want to get in there for my lineup. I really haven't. I don't know. I mean, JMO's kind of getting into what we expected JMO to be this season. And then Laporta's out. I think he's an absolute must start for that.
Yeah, and even like we were saying earlier, Tesla's questionable. Even the backup tight end Brock Wright is questionable. So yeah, I could see like normally like maybe you would think like okay maybe this would be a matchup to sit JMO, but between Dan Campbell taking over play calling and him being so much more involved, and the offense as a whole looking better, and then now you got these injuries to some of the other pass catchers. Like yeah, it'd be pretty tough to bench JMO at this point.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Pearsall, I'm really tempted to get him in there, man.
Yeah, I agree.
It just if I have stronger options than Trey Franklin and stuff like that, then I'm fine just sitting Pearsall. But I do he's, I mean, arguably your best receiver, so I just want to catch it. Have my lineup going in, and then you could still flex one of these other guys like Dobbs or Franklin. I guess let's see at running back we have CMC starting obviously.
Yeah.
Man, then we got Rashad White against the Bills, really good matchup. Tracy, Monty, Vidal, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones has been pretty underrated.
Oh yeah, Aaron Jones has really been coming on. I swear, like, I watch a lot of YouTube content about fantasy football myself, and I swear, like every channel I watch, like the past like week or two, has just been like singing the praises of Aaron Jones. He's been on like every like buy list and like trade for video, and like every smart person just loves Aaron Jones, and I really don't disagree. But yeah, what do you think of him, Blake, as a Vikings fan?
Yeah, I mean Jordan Mason basically is like non-existent right now.
Yeah,
In the Aaron Jones show, he's actually looked good. He didn't look good at the beginning of the season. He looks good now.
yeah.
The points are coming with it. So I'm definitely. I mean, I don't know that he's like a better start than Rashad White per se.
Mhm.
It's kind of a tough one. I'd say they're basically in the same tier. So for me,
But it's such a great matchup against the Bears. I
yeah,
mean,
it
I
is a good
feel
one.
like it'd be tough to bench Aaron Jones in that matchup, and how good he's looked lately.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's tough. I wish I knew a little bit more about the Bucks backfield. Just I know that maybe someone that's a fan of the Bucks. Do you have any more information on kind of how that White and Tucker is going to be split?
I don't remember like hearing too much about that. Gosh, I wish I had caught that part a little better. But I do think White's a pretty solid start. I think the easiest bench of these is Tracy. Like I just don't see any really reason to think that Tracy's going to do much in this game. So we can certainly like process of elimination. We can cross him off for
Yeah.
sure. And then let's see,
Also
Vidal
coming
is
off a
playing
great
the
game.
Jags.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Vidal's a fine start, but I mean, given all these other good options, I feel like, hey, like let's just follow the pattern that this is
This
he's
is the
good, he's
better.
bad, he's good, he's bad. This is the week he's gonna be
Yeah.
bad, right? Because he was good last week.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then you got Monty, who, yeah, I mean, the workload, you get the biggest workload coming off. He can be
Yes.
tempting to start.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. And here's what else. I mean, take this for what it's worth. I mean, maybe this isn't the most like scientific thing, but I always find this interesting, and it's always something I kind of look at from time to time. Um, David Montgomery this season, if you pull up his game log, he has been so much better on the road this season than at home, which is pretty bizarre. I mean, I feel like usually it's the opposite of that. Every other season in Detroit, I feel like it's been the opposite of that. But this season on the road, like all of his better games have been on the road this season. So I could definitely see this being like a very sneaky David Montgomery game for whatever that's worth. And again, with some of these other weapons banged up, like maybe the Lions just have to rely on all their healthy weapons just a little bit more this week.
yeah, I mean, so we got to make a decision here. Who do we want to start? Man, I want to get Aaron Jones in there personally.
I know, right?
It's difficult. I'm gonna say Aaron Jones. I'll kind of insert him at the RB2.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, I think you got some great cases for White, Monty, and Vidal all in here. And then we got to pick a flex unless you disagree with Aaron Jones.
No, I think I agree with that. Although it's a super close call. So it's pretty much down between like for me it's down for the
Dobbs.
spot Dobbs, Mounty, and Rashad White.
Yeah,
So
that's exactly where I am as well. Dobbs, Monty, Rashad White. Man,
God,
that's
that is so tough.
yeah. You basically feel like you have three of the guys that all should be ranked basically beside each other, projection
Here's the
wise.
good news. Like, unless you just like run into a complete buzzsaw, like you're probably going to win this week because this seems like a very solid starting lineup. Definitely think you have a pretty good chance of winning regardless. But obviously, you want to make the best, lineup decisions you can.
Yeah,
But I mean, this is tough though. I mean, these are all three of those guys for your flex. Like, those are really good flex options.
I'm completely blanking on who the Lions play. I know who it is.
Eagles. Eagles.
Eagles. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, uh,
I mean, the Eagles haven't been that great against running backs. I mean, like in years past, I feel like they've been good against the run.
yeah.
But this year, it seems like it's at least like a middle of the road matchup, if not maybe even like a favorable one for running backs. I feel like I want to say it was like green on sleeper. I'll
Yeah.
double check.
I gotta say, I really don't have a strong opinion on between all these three guys. I'm just gonna say Romeo Dobbs.
Okay.
And honestly feel
Yeah.
like he has the lowest floor. I just love the target share. What's been there. I don't know. I think he's kind of just due for something. But
What
man,
about, yeah, I think that could be a good call. But what about this? Like, with it being this close between like a lot of these players here, do you use health as a tiebreaker and maybe you just want to see Ricky Pearsall get through a game healthy? I think that's maybe where I would go because then you can
yeah,
start two of those guys that we're debating for the flex spot. You could start Romeo Dobbs and then you just have to choose between Mountie and Rashad White.
yeah. I mean that's not a bad way to break a tie. I just don't know if I still feel like Pearsall is just a better play than those guys. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the issue is here is basically everyone he has listed out is really similar. Like,
Yeah,
we've kind of just crossed out Vidal. He could be a good start. So man,
sure.
I'm just gonna default saying Dobbs, Pearsall, JMO, and CMC and Aaron Jones. But man, that's super tough to get all those
Okay,
right.
so wait, which of those guys are you leaving out? Montgomery?
I'm leaving out Monty and White, though I do really want to get them in my lineups if possible.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think Mountie and White are both good starts. I'm gonna disagree with Blake slightly. So you'll just have to decide which of us to listen to here. But I will agree on benching Rashad White, even though I do think he's a solid start this week. But I've been hearing it's going to be like some bad weather there, and Sean Tucker's been getting used more and more. So it makes me just a tad nervous about Rashad White. So I'm going to use that as the tiebreaker, and I think I'm going to bench Pearsall. I mean, it's not something I want to do. Again, these are all really solid options. But I'm going to use the health as a tiebreaker. I'd feel better seeing him get through a game healthy and looking like his old self and everything like that. So, yeah, I'm going to bench Pearsall and Rashad White and Vidal. So I guess I'm basically, to summarize, I'm starting CMC, Aaron Jones, Jamison Williams, Romeo Dobbs, and then David Montgomery in the flex.
Yeah,
So
I hope.
there you go.
Yeah, I hope that helps, Rav. If you got a gut feeling on one of these guys we didn't put in, honestly, man,
Sure.
these are really close. I would say go with your gut if you really
I agree.
disagree on
I agree.
sides.
If you truly have like a gut feeling, like your gut's just telling, like, oh, I really feel like I should be starting this
Yeah,
guy, go with that over anything we're saying. But if you truly are split and you're not sure, yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, Blake and I agreed on like what 90% of that, all but like one player. So I guess
yeah,
Blake likes Pearsall, I like Montgomery, but other than that, yeah,
yeah.
not which guys we like there.
KMX is in here. Yo, are you?
Hey, welcome.
How's it going, KMX? I know that Nahal was watching the UFC. I don't know if you're into that, KMX. Let us know what you've been up to. Good to see you back. And hey, if you got any questions or if we answered anything last week for you,
Yeah, let us know how we did
throw
with
us under the bus or
yeah, exactly. Well, I guess it'd just be me, because it was the solo stream. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, I forgot to acknowledge. Yeah, we finally got Blake back here for a Saturday stream, like first time in I don't know what, like 3-4 weeks, something like
yeah,
that. So
yeah, definitely
yeah,
missed a couple there. So glad to be back on a Saturday stream here.
yeah.
And then also we got Zane that said he was leaning Vidal over Harvey in PPR. Any takes on that? I mean,
Mm,
dude, that absolutely could be right to me.
sure,
I
sure.
I just see Harvey. I see the pass catching. I hope it's as good as I think it could be. Obviously, they have Beatty, and then heck, maybe Jaleel McLaughlin's now activated. So you just never know what it's going to be on Harvey. I think he's going to get a lot of opportunities in the air. It's a tough matchup on the ground against KC, but man, he's just an explosive player. To me, this is just one where if it's close, I want to play the fun, young, talented rookie as an easy tiebreaker to me.
Yeah.
And it is full PPR, so I think Harvey is like the clear and away start. Um, yeah, I think I'm never starting Vidal over Harvey personally, and I want to have fun as well with it too. It's just an extra bonus on top of him.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like Harvey is like more likely to uh, take a run or a dump off pass to the house. He definitely has that game breaking speed and ability to do that. I mean, Vidal, I really like him as a player. Like, I think he's a pretty good player. I liked him coming out as a rookie. I was like buying all the Vidal hype, last off season. And so, I do think Vidal's like a really solid player, but yeah, I don't think he quite has the explosiveness of RJ Harvey. And like neither of them have like great matchups this week. And then plus again, if you believe in that every other theory, like, it's Vidal's week to have a down week. But hey, I again, like, I feel like it's close enough where if you just have like a really strong gut feeling that Vidal's the right guy to play, absolutely go with that. But if you're really unsure, like I think Blake and I are definitely leaning toward Harvey.
Yeah, the best way I can also describe, like, other than just the vibes and then want to have fun with Harvey, I do think on your weekly range of outcomes, Harvey's are way more favorable. I think you have a higher
Yeah,
ceiling. I think you have a higher floor. We've seen because the pass catching, Vidal doesn't
yeah,
have the highest floor as he's been going big or small on his outcomes. So I think if you
right.
just play this matchup 100 times, you're gonna be happy, and you pick Harvey every time. You're gonna be happy, more than
Yeah,
fifty
because
percent of the time with Harvey.
even if Harvey only like let's say he has a disappointing game on the ground and he has like 10 carries for like 35 rushing yards and it's like but like he could totally save himself with like six or seven catches for 60 or seven receiving yards and a touchdown or two.
Or just that big play, yeah.
Yeah, one big play or just a bunch of dump off passes because he's playing like most of the snaps out of the backfield there. So yeah, I definitely think he has both a higher floor and ceiling. So for me, it's a pretty easy decision, but yeah, I mean Vidal has been really rock solid. So he's definitely worth considering. But yeah, neither has like a great matchup. So give me the guy that has the big play potential and is more likely to be a PPR scam and catch a bunch of passes.
Yeah, and I know the matchup's not great on Harvey, but after watching what Henderson's done the last 2 weeks, do you really want to risk your juicy rookie going
Yeah.
off on your bench? Like, you've been waiting all season for this, so
Yeah.
I really think, like, genuinely, like, that's enough of like all these commodity
Yeah.
factors. It's a clear Harvey. I hope it works out. And if you want to play Vidal, I would just say you need to have a very strong
Yeah.
feeling, like very strong to play him over Harvey personally.
Mhm.
Just on the process of that. So,
Yeah, I
um,
agree.
yeah,
I agree.
hope that helps, and let us know if you'd agree or disagree. There's Zane. J Bug's in here. Welcome back, J Bug. How are things
Awesome.
going? And he says, should he flex? He's got a couple questions here. He said, should I flex T Higgins or Harvey? Ooh,
T. Higgins or Harvey. I do feel like it's a really good matchup for T. Higgins. It would definitely be tough for me to keep him out of my lineup. But man, I mean, we've just been talking about Harvey and how much we like him. I think I gotta lean T. Higgins there. I think
I think
personally,
yeah, I think
and
so
that is,
too.
yeah,
Yeah, I think so too. I think I want to get both those guys in my lineup. I think I want to see how can I get both those guys in my lineup. If not, if this is absolutely what it has to be in the flex, I think we probably just want to go with T Higgins.
yeah. The Steelers have been really bad against wide receivers in general, and Fantasy Stock Exchange was also talking about that the matchup specifically for T. Higgins is very favorable this week, and so they were predicting a big game for him. So that's the way I'm leaning. But man, I mean that's a tough one, and yeah, that means you probably got a pretty good lineup if that's what you're deciding between.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. We saw kind of fireworks that last game. It was that was even what, a Thursday night game of all things too, and it was still good. I think that's the right play is Higgins, but man, I wouldn't be again surprised if Harvey has a big
Yeah.
game. And then he says, should he start Judkins or Harvey? Maybe this is the same lineup, maybe not. Man, who the heck are the Browns playing?
Yeah.
So I
That's
do
what I was
not own any
wondering too.
Judkins. I have not.
Oh, they're playing the Ravens. That's a pretty good matchup
Yeah, I
from the
do think
Ravens.
they've been getting healthier as time's been going on here. The defense has been getting a little bit better, but maybe it's just
Yeah,
the
Ravens.
offense that they've been playing. I'm not too sure. But man, Judkins or Harvey? Probably,
That's a tough one.
that's a tough one. I mean, because I do think you probably just want to go with Judkins. Honestly, he's not been as good as I thought. I really thought Judkins had been better points per
I thought you
game.
were going to say Harvey there for the pass catching because Judkins really doesn't catch a lot of passes. So I think I'd actually lean Harvey, even
Yep.
though on paper you kind of feel like it's close. Go with the better matchup as the tiebreaker, but I really feel like the floor and ceiling that Harvey gives you with the pass catching. I think I'm leaning that way. I thought that's what you were going to say, Blake. What do you think?
I want to say Harvey, but Judkins has been. I mean, just in real life, he's great.
Oh yeah, he
It's
looks awesome, doesn't he?
yeah. I mean, it is still a tough matchup for the rushing. Again, there is a little bit of
I mean, for
question.
Harvey, for Harvey, it's a tough matchup. You mean?
Yeah, there are still some questions of okay, well, how much work? I'm more optimistic than anything, of course, on
Me too.
Harvey, but Judkins is already getting a massive workload. If he can fall in the end zone, you're going to be happy with his week. He can absolutely break one. I don't know. Yeah, it's
I guess that what it comes down to is like if the Browns fall behind in this game, if the Ravens just start like laying it on them. I mean, I know the Browns have like a decent defense and they're like pretty good against the run. Actually, I think they're very good against the run. Not that I'm like really worried about Derrick Henry or anything, but if if this game does get away from them, that doesn't project great for Judkins. So I'll take the running back. I mean, they're both really talented running backs. So give me the one on a better offense that can catch passes in a full PPR league. I'm assuming this is a full PPR. So, yeah, for me, it's Harvey.
yeah. I think that could absolutely be the right play. I'm still gonna stick Judkins. It
Okay.
is not by much. And again, I want to play Harvey for the fun
Yeah,
fact.
again, I think it's one of those that if you really have a strong feeling about Judkins this week, I don't think that's crazy at all. So, like, feel free to go for Judkins if you have a gut feeling about it. That's pretty strong. But I feel like Harvey is the better play here process wise.
Good issue to have. Picking
Oh
between
yeah,
these
I mean
guys.
both really solid options this week for sure.
Yeah, then he says Otten or Loveland, and man, I want to play both those guys, but I go Otten. I guess I want to play both those guys in just in general. I think Loveland could be a good start. Komet's been back though. Otten for me easily.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I feel like it should probably be Otten. I mean, he's been so hot lately. I don't think there's too much reason to think that the Bucks are going to go away from that in this game. You know, the Bills haven't been kind of tight ends. I'm not too concerned about that. But maybe that combined with the weather gives me just like a tiny bit of pause. And I don't know, maybe I could argue Otten is just kind of due for a dud. But in theory, he's a good start. If I'm going with my gut here, I think I'm going to say Loveland.
Okay.
I just feel like the Vikings have been kind, generous to opposing tight ends this season. I feel like it's probably one of their bigger weaknesses on defense. I mean, Blake, certainly you can weigh in on that because you watch them, you watch every snap every Sunday of the Vikings. But yeah, I feel like the answer should be Otten, but my gut is just telling me I could see a lot of people like benching Loveland because they probably a lot of people started Loveland last week because he was like coming off the big game and then he just sort of ho hum and then maybe a lot of people will bench him now and I could just see him being really good in a good matchup. So I'm going Loveland there. A little bit of a gut call. The weather is going to be bad in Buffalo. Again, I'm not like too worried about that. I think Otten is a fine start this week. I wouldn't be like excited about benching him, but I just kind of think between like the matchup, the weather, good matchup for Loveland. Just kind of a gut feeling. I'm just feeling Loveland.
All right, I hope that helps. J Bug. He's also got. We'll answer these individually, but he's got Mayfield or Darnold, and then Darnold or Jordan Love. These could be different leagues, so
Yeah,
we'll
they're probably
answer
different
them,
leagues. Yeah.
and then maybe we'll still give a quick rank of all three. But he says Mayfield or Darnold. That's just too fun of a game to sit Mayfield. Darnold's been absolute money. I believe he playing the Rams this week. Darnold.
Yeah, Darnold plays the Rams.
That could be a shootout too, but man, I don't know. The Buffalo defense isn't honestly very good, like they have been in years past. And so I just want to go Rock Mayfield. I know the weather though. I don't know. I'm still gonna Rock Mayfield, unless I see before the game like it's actually pouring. Then that's absolutely enough to go Darnold. I'd do a weather check. I don't know. I'm not. I guess I'm not too afraid of the weather unless I know it's torrential down downpour or something. What do you think there, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, both these quarterbacks have been so good this year. Like, I really don't think there's like a wrong answer there. Again, this is one where if you have a strong gut feeling, just go with it. Like, don't listen to us. But if you are looking for some guidance here, or maybe if you're just looking for what my gut feeling is on that, for whatever that's worth, I'm just feeling Sam Darnold here. I'm hoping Bucks Bills is a shootout, but I don't know. Maybe that's also why I was sort of leaning toward benching Otten. I could just see either. I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen. I'm hoping it's a shootout. It definitely has that potential. So hopefully I'm wrong about this. But I could envision either a low scoring game or maybe a game where like an unexpected blowout where like the Bills just crush the Bucks out of nowhere, when you least expect it. Because I know the Bills have been kind of struggling lately, but then like maybe it's just like completely opposite of that. And the Bills just come out and they're firing all cylinders and it's like 31-13, Bills. So I don't know. I could see one of those two scenarios playing out. In either scenario, I just feel like Baker's not going to have like a monster game. But again, like I definitely wouldn't be excited about benching Baker because there's definitely shootout potential. So I know it kind of sounds like I'm all over the place here. So my apologies for that. But long story short, my gut is telling me Sam Darnold. I just feel like Stafford is so hot. And I feel like Sam Darnold's going to have to keep up with Stafford. So that's just kind of what I'm feeling this week.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think both of them are absolutely fine starts. I mean, I don't want to be. I don't know. I mean, that to me, it's like I don't want to bench Baker unless I have Josh Allen or someone like that. To
Right.
me, I think you could start still a lot of quarterbacks over Darnold. Maybe I haven't just enough on Darnold. He's been freaking awesome.
Yeah, I mean
His career
Darnold's like
up
what,
and down.
like right up there with like MVP candidates
Yeah,
this year, is he not?
yeah. I mean, he's been absolute money. As far as fantasy though, he has actually had some ups and downs. I mean, it's been red hot or it's kind of like a low. And it's not even really his fault. The team's just been playing awesome. The
Yes,
defense is
but see
playing too good.
that's the beautiful thing about it. He's been even he's been really good, and that's with being handicapped by the Seahawks blowing so many teams out and everything like that. Now you pretty much know you're going to get a competitive game against Stafford. So just think about what Darnold could do in a legitimate shootout, having to keep up with the other main MVP candidate Matthew Stafford. So yeah, you basically got like the top two MVP candidates like facing off against each other. Apologies to Drake May and anyone else I'm not thinking of, but like I feel like Stafford and Darnold are pretty much like right at the top there. So yeah, and I don't think weather is going to be an issue as far as I know. So I just don't want to miss out on that. Those two quarterbacks dueling against each other. Um, so yeah, that's where my head's at. Oh, and there was one other thing I just wanted to say while I was thinking about it. Here's my sneaky start of the week, Rashid Shaheed. I'm sure a lot of people will be benching him because, he didn't do anything in his first game with the Seahawks. He didn't even play a ton of snaps. So, logic probably says like, okay, just keep him on your bench until like you see something from him, kind of, make him earn his way into your starting lineup. And, that can be fine. Like, I don't think that's like a horrible call, but I just feel like in this game, a lot of points could be scored and Torrey Horton is also out, so the Seahawks are kind of thin at receiver. I just feel like this could be that breakout week from Shaheed when you kind of least expect it, when you kind of forgotten about him. You probably just got him on your bench. You're not even giving him much thought. I'm not saying he's like a must start, but definitely a very sneaky start that I like this week.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely feels like a risky one. But if I know Rashid Shaheed's actually going to be used and is going to be ready to go, I don't know if he can do that in 2 weeks. But again, he's had familiarity with the system.
Yeah.
If I know, basically, if I had any information, I think he could be. I mean, I think Rashid Shaheed on the Seahawks is like freaking awesome. So
Oh
whenever
yeah,
he gets
exactly. I
going,
mean, with how Darnold's been playing. So
yeah,
again, make no mistake. I'm not saying he's a must start. You know what I mean? Like, don't start him over T Higgins or something like absurd. But if you're a little desperate this week,
yeah,
all I'm saying is don't overlook him. And I do think you could do a lot worse than Shaheed this week.
yeah, it's for those deeper, dynasty leagues, all that good stuff.
Yeah, or if you're hit really hard with bye weeks or injuries, like
Yeah.
don't overlook Shaheed.
And then he also said, the Darnold or Love. Yeah, I mean, I'll just lean Darnold for there. I know Jordan Love's got the really good matchup. Maybe they get up on the Giants.
Okay.
There's not even Dart playing. It is Winston. Never know.
That's Winston. Also, Darius Slayton's out, so that makes me a little nervous about the Giants getting blown out and the Packers not having to do a lot. But
Yeah,
but still, I still do think that's a pretty appealing matchup against
it
the
is.
Giants there.
No, yeah, it absolutely is. I'll still lean Darnold here with again all the points that you made about the Rams Seahawks game. I think I think Mayfield's a better start than Love in Darnold, but I think Darnold's a better start than Love still. So I'll definitely take Darnold here, but
That's actually a tougher one for me. I guess I like Love more than Baker this week, kind of by the
mhm.
transitive property or whatever it's called. But yeah, that's a tougher one for me. I mean, I guess the question is, do I have the conviction on Darnold to start him like in both leagues? You know what I mean? Or do I want to hedge just a little bit in case I'm wrong about Darnold and mix it up? Because I do think that's a really enticing matchup against the Giants. My gut is saying to mix it up there and go Love in that league and Darnold in the other. But hey, if you want to go all in on Darnold, definitely would not hate it.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's so funny because yeah, for me it's like I'm definitely going Mayfield and I'm going Darnold, even regardless with a good matchup. So we've been completely split down the line for these last ones there. So
Everyone
sorry,
probably hates us right now because we're
we,
not giving anyone like a clear answer
but at
lately. So
least we've
our apologies, but hey, we always tell you what we honestly think. We're never going to BS anyone. So yeah, take it for what it's worth. Sorry we couldn't give you an easy consensus,
we
but
yeah, we've at least given you talking through, so maybe that's kind of helped them. I kind of imagine when we're talking things through, someone can kind of agree or disagree with one of our points, more. So maybe he's got his answer.
I think this is what we can't agree on though. We each chose Darnold and one of the two,
So play a Darnold.
yeah, so you at least got to start one Darnold, and then yeah, either go with Love
Yeah, that's
or Baker.
perfect. That's perfect. Pick
Yeah,
Darnold, and then who do you like between Baker and Love? That's your answer.
there you go. So there's your answer.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
And then Zane says feels like it could be a Aaron Jones week when we were talking about him earlier. Not surprised if Mason vultures or Aaron Jones gets hurt. Yeah, I mean that is one thing about Aaron Jones. He genuinely is actually one of those players that can just get hurt.
Sure.
I know people talking about the injury prone. Like he actually is literally one of
Yeah,
those.
so that definitely comes with some risk. So maybe we should have added that caveat earlier when we were, Aaron Jones was in that, team and we are just, filling out the lineup. If you're like the strong favorite in your matchup, maybe you go with like a David Montgomery or Rashad White over Aaron Jones if you just really want to play it safe.
Yeah, I still like him. I'm not gonna
Okay.
worry like that much about it. It is a
Sure.
legitimate
But yeah, it's worth mentioning. It's always possible with him and
yeah.
at his age.
Yeah, and Aaron Jones got the goal line carry though. So Mason he could vulture something, but Aaron
Not too
Jones
worried about it.
getting some goal line work. Something good.
Yeah, I mean Jordan Mason just feels like such a non-factor that like, yeah, I'm just thinking if they get in close, probably to me it feels like a 90% chance that's going to be Aaron Jones punching it in.
Yeah, and Zane said he's playing Aaron Jones on DraftKings as for his DFS, and he's
Nice.
also a Vikings fan, which I am also, Zane. So
All right.
I feel you there, and yeah, I'd feel good playing him. I'm sure he's not that expensive on DraftKings there from.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so unless yeah, everyone's just been catching on to him. So
Yeah, and then you got J Bug saying should you start Chase Brown, Romo Dunze, or Romeo Dobbs? Interesting. I mean,
I'm starting Chase Brown.
yeah, I mean
Four-
Chase.
14 targets last week for Chase Brown.
Yeah,
14 targets. I also heard some crazy stat that Chase Brown is like running a route on like 90% of the Bengals passing plays this year. That's what I heard. I mean, feel free to look it up and confirm that, double check that if you want. But I swear to God, I heard Chase Brown's route participation is like 90% this year. I mean, for a running back, that is absolutely absurd. 14 targets last week speaks for itself for a running back. There is no way in hell I'm benching Chase Brown.
yeah. I mean that was an insane game. I'm not actually sure what the line would be set on his catches or targets. Maybe on his catches kind of be set around that 3.5 or something like that, or
Yeah, targets. I feel like the over under would have to be like what, like 7.5, 8.5. I mean,
he only has one game with over 7 targets, and it was that.
oh really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe with 7, he may have two. One might have been 8 or something.
Okay, so maybe I'm getting a slightly carried away here, but still,
He's
like
been
I'm
around
pretty.
3-4 targets every game. It seems like with Flacco, it's a solid baseline, but he's been running better.
But who knows? I mean, like
I would still start.
14 targets last week gets my attention. So I'm not saying he's going to do that every week. I'm not saying he's even going to get like double-digit targets every week. But is it possible that his targets are trending up? It's at least possible.
No, it's absolutely possible. That was an outlier game, but I do think that, like, I mean, I don't think Roma Dunze is any better than him. He's been having the struggles. I think with Chase Brown, I don't know. It almost feels like there's like a higher maybe floor and ceiling potentially, or
Yeah.
similar ceiling in higher floor. So
And you know what I just realized? Maybe that was partially due to Flacco being a little banged up, and so maybe he didn't have the same arm strength last week. He was questionable coming into the game, if I'm not mistaken, and so maybe that led to him, more doing more short dump off passes to Chase Brown. So maybe that could continue if he's still not quite 100%. I mean, I believe Flacco was listed questionable earlier in the week. I believe he's been taken off the injury report now, but it doesn't mean he's 100%. So what we saw last week, there's at least a chance that it could continue to some degree.
yeah, and then Ken88 there, welcome. I believe you're new here.
Yeah,
Let us know
welcome.
if so or if not. And he says London Igbuka, Tet Flowers, Devontae Smith. He needs to sit one. Is it Tet? And I'll just say, pretty easy answer. Honestly, let's just say, I'll say, wait, Falcons. Yes, I am saying yes because he's playing the Falcons. That's a absolutely abysmal matchup for everything passing and receiving. I mean, he's really been disappointing. Again, he's kind of just been held back by. I mean, they're actually able to run the ball. Maybe that's not even helping to some degree because he's not capitalizing with touchdowns through the offense. His efficiency kind of increased with Dowdle, but the ball's not getting to him. So
Yeah.
I love Tet, but I do think he's probably the weakest one to start here. I want to start all those guys. What about you,
Yeah,
Dan?
I agree. I'm benching Tet, and
Yeah,
definitely a good problem to have there. Yeah, if you're benching Tet, like you probably got a pretty good lineup there. But I agree. Don't overlook Flowers this week. I forget all the details offhand, but Fantasy Stock Exchange was just talking about something about like the coverage with the Browns. They said really lends itself to what Zay Flowers does well. So sorry that's so vague, but you can check out their like what do they call it? Like I think they call it like start sit strategy is like the name of like the video. So
okay,
you can check that out if you want more details. My apologies, but also Zay Flowers did have a good game as well, like in the first matchup against the Browns. So I think there's some credence to that. So I could see a good game for Flowers here, especially with the Browns being against the good against the run as well. Maybe the Ravens have to win on offense by throwing more. So I definitely see a good game for Flowers. I mean, yeah, Devonta Smith's a no-brainer start. Yeah, Abuka's a no-brainer start. Of course, London's the biggest no-brainer start. As long as he's healthy. He is listed as questionable with, like, I think, a illness slash, was it like ankle or something? So obviously monitor that, make sure he's active Sunday morning. But yeah, as long as he's active, yeah, no question you're starting London. So yeah, I think Tet's just kind of the odd man out.
yeah. And then KMX says he's doing well there because we were asking how he was doing there
Good to hear.
when he came in. He said 4 chapters of a new game called Dispatch. I'm trying to remember if I've heard of that. I don't believe I have unless I've seen it maybe and didn't know what it was called. He said really good game, and he can't ever start the right defense ever. He has Bills, Falcons D, and he started Bills versus Dolphins. Of course, that was like an upset. Man, yeah, that stinks. You know what? I don't. Well, I guess the only leagues I have redraft has been or my redraft or my only defense leagues, right? And so I got a couple of leagues where I've been doing some defense, and I've been just kind of either lucking or just again you can kind of know who the strong plays are. I
Mhm.
feel like I've had some pretty good success on the defenses. Like I don't know if I've it's one of those ones where it's like, man, if I get 6 points, like I've been pretty disappointed because I've been getting spoiled with some pretty big ones. I feel like
Nice.
I'm like really really lucky with the defenses and never capture those big games, man. So I don't know how have you been doing on those defenses, Dan. Any
I feel
luck?
like I've actually been doing pretty well. Actually, funny enough, in my redraft league, which is the only league where, yeah, I play that has defenses in it, I actually own the first ranked defense and the second ranked defense.
Oh,
I own the Seahawks and shoot, what was the other one? Why am I forgetting it now? Here, I'll pull it up right now.
Denver's been really strong. I'm not sure because I own Denver and Seattle in one, but we had a couple
Oh, I think
times
it's the Buccaneers.
the Bucks.
Well, here's the thing.
Really?
My league scoring for defense is
Nice.
weird because like points allowed doesn't matter, yards allowed doesn't matter. It's all just about sacks, turnovers, touchdowns.
Yeah.
So yeah, I own the Seahawks, who are the first ranked in this scoring, and yeah, the Bucks, who are the third ranked. Okay, so yeah, so somehow I lucked into that. So yeah, I've been doing pretty well.
Yeah, and KMX says, he's going with the Atlanta defense over Bills this week. And I was saying, well, number one, I think again the Bills and Bucks could profile as long as the weather allows it to be a shootout. But the Atlanta's been my favorite streaming one this week. I mean, I'd be shocked if that ended up. I guess Rico Dowdle would be the way that does not turn out to be
Okay,
a
sure.
good decision. But I think how good Atlanta's defense has been against Bryce Young, like that
Yeah.
sounds pretty good to me. So I'm with you there. I'm probably starting them in 2 or 3 leagues. I got Seahawks in one, so I'll
Okay.
obviously be firing
Yeah,
them up.
I agree with that. I would go Falcons as well. I could see the Bills defense being a little sneaky this week. Kind of how I was talking about earlier with how I see that game possibly going. But yeah, I'm going to start the Falcons over the Bills.
Yeah, and then Dylan, hey, he says, "What's up?" So welcome, Dylan. Welcome back.
Falcons.
He says, "Game-winning decisions, 2 different leagues. Okay, here we go. Flex. We got Tyrone Tracy and versus Green Bay, Algier versus Carolina, Worthy versus Denver, JCM versus Miami. Oh, and we got okay, one flex Schultz. So I'm just trying to decipher what are some are these two. So there's 2 different leagues. Do you see Dan where it splits?
Yeah, because where it says one flex again, then that's a separate question when he asks about Schultz versus Amari
Oh,
Demercado.
okay. Yeah, I see. I was just completely invisible to the Emery Demercado. Man. So, okay, let's
So
answer
yeah,
the
the
first
first
one.
question is basically we have to choose one
Tracy.
between Tracy. Um, wait, what's JR?
That's just Tracy Jr.
Oh, Okay, gotcha. Threw me off for a second. Okay, so yeah, Tracy versus the Packers, Algier versus the Panthers, Worthy at Denver, or JCM at Miami. I am going Algier there.
Interesting. Man, yeah, he could be. Like, and I like the Carolina matchup. We always have our famous McWeapon start where we could have had Algier. We swapped it out last minute, and Algier went off. I just can't play like Algier though over like again Worthy. I know he's been disappointing. I still just want to go in there, hope he captures a big play. If not, if this is it's full PPR, he can catch a few balls. Like literally Algier's floor is like 1 point, like it's or whatever 2 points.
It's
Like
low. It's
it's
low.
like nothing. So for me, again, you still have a ceiling with Worthy. I would absolutely play Worthy over Algier. Is kind of my how I would go. Then Tracy's a little interesting. Um, just for some garbage time catches, maybe. It's between him and Worthy for me. JCM, I don't know. I don't know what's going on
I mean,
there.
if you need like a really low floor, yeah, like if you just need like 7, 8 points or something, okay, maybe you could argue like Worthy gives you a pretty safe bet for like 7 or 8 points. I'll give you that. But just in a vacuum, um, I just feel like Algier is the play here. I mean, he's become like the Falcons' main goal line running back. It's a really solid matchup against the Panthers. As Blake and I know, he's played well against the Panthers in the past. And I mean, that's just a game the Falcons should dominate all around. It should be a good positive game script that really should suit Algier getting double-digit touches, probably some goal line opportunities, red zone opportunities. And I could see it being one of those things where like everyone just assumes like, oh yeah, Algier getting the 2 touchdowns last week, that was a fluke. Like that's not going to happen very often. And then I could just see him like this week having like 2 touchdowns again. It's like, what the hell? Like, why does this keep happening? So I think not to say he's going to score 2 touchdowns every week, of course. I mean, he'd be happy if he just got you 1 touchdown and some decent yardage. But I definitely just think this game just has Tyler Algier written all over it. So I'm not going to bench him just because he had a good game last week, so he can't possibly do it again. Like no, he could do it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting hearing it. To me, like I just really just strongly disagree. I'm going Worthy. He literally has a higher ceiling. It's be one singular play can. I mean, one singular play is you could say that Algier he gets a goal line carry. Well, that's 6 points. Well, Worthy can bring home an 80-yard touchdown. Again, Denver
Yeah.
that could be a shootout with Denver. I mean, I think we saw a big game last year between them. I don't know if they've played each other this year. But
It's just
Worthy's floor is better. I'm easily going Worthy. I mean, Algier has 8 points per game, and again, he's been getting all the goal line touches. I do think it's a good matchup. I think he's a great kind of desperation play, but I'm not playing him over Worthy as all.
Yeah, that's fair. Definitely understand the argument. It's just been a while since we've seen Worthy's upside, so it just doesn't feel particularly likely of him having a big game, even just like hitting one big play. Just doesn't feel particularly likely to me. So, call it a little bit of a gut call. again, if you really need the higher floor of like 8 points, like I think Worthy should be fine. But yeah, my gut's just telling me that last week's game with Algier was not a total fluke.
Yeah, no, I mean it's certainly possible. And then yeah, I don't want to overlook Tracy. I am going to overlook JCM just with how abysmal he's been.
Yeah, I'd rather start Chris Rodriguez than JCM. I just feel like he has the edge for the starting early down role right now.
Yeah, I mean this week I'm certainly with you there. And then Tracy between Worthy, I'm going to stick with just Worthy. Shootout, big play, and I don't love Tracy as a start with what we've seen, but he could fall in the end zone, get some passes.
Yeah, I mean,
That helps.
this feels like the last kind of game I would want to start Tracy in because I mean, not only has Singletary been an issue, but I don't know. I could be wrong on this, but I feel like Singletary's been like catching the ball just as much, if not more, than Tracy. So it's not even like Tracy's like the clear passing down back as far as I can see. And it's a game that the Packers should fall behind in. It's not some great matchup in terms of like I don't think Tracy should get like a ton of like running room on the ground, and just nothing about this game tells me that Tracy's going to do much.
Yeah, I mean you're basically just hoping he falls in the end zone again and can catch.
Oh, you're praying.
Passes.
You're praying he falls in the end zone, and
Yeah.
does not feel likely. I mean, what 20% chance he scores a touchdown, maybe?
Yeah, and I was just looking at his other question there, seeing if Bam Knight was playing. It looks like he's expected to play. Mercado's been kind of busting out some points.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been a roulette. Like these guys,
Yeah.
it changes every week.
It seems like it.
I do think Mercado would be a really strong play if Bam Knight was out, and he still could be. But Dalton
Yeah.
Schultz has been really, really strong. He gets Davis Mills back. I'm starting Dalton Schultz.
Oh, dude, like I was looking at Schultz' game log. I was like, oh my God, like this guy's been having insane targets and catches lately. I had like no idea until I just looked at that recently.
Yeah, we don't
So
have
yeah,
any, so like
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
I actually traded him away in the offseason in that 5.0 tight end premium league. I guess I should have kept him. Probably didn't get that, anything crazy for him. So yeah, I'm gonna lean Dalton Schultz there. He's just been too hot.
Yeah, and then we get here's an interesting question. It's same game, tribal chief lover, interest
Tribal.
okay,
Tribal chief
tribal
chief lover.
chief lover. Sorry,
Yeah, hard to say.
Can't speak right now. Welcome.
Yeah.
First
Yeah, welcome to the channel.
Brock Purdy or Jacoby Brissett in the same game. Brissett's been like phenomenal. It's a good matchup.
Yeah, it is tricky with like Marv out. I do think that could hurt things a bit. So maybe that compels me to get roll the dice on Purdy there. But man, that's a really tough one. I feel like if Marv was healthy, I wouldn't even be thinking about it. I'd probably just say just roll with Brissett. So I don't know. Maybe that should still be the answer. But I am thinking about it a little bit more because of Marv being out.
Yeah, I really think it's a legit question. But then you're thinking, well, they are in the same game, and I'm just thinking, yeah, I really think Niners are the clear favorite in this game. They're getting healthier. They got Kittle back. Jennings hopefully has not all his injuries.
Yeah, and Pearsall back, right?
Pearsall's back. CMC's been rolling. So to me, it's just I'm gonna play Brock Purdy. It feels risky this week. I'm a big Brock Purdy guy. I think Jacoby Brissett legit actually could be a better start. I'm gonna stick with Purdy though. I think they're the better team.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually agree with you. I think like Marv being out is kind of like the tiebreaker. Whereas I probably would have gone with Brissett if Marv was healthy. But if you are like a strong favorite in your matchup and you just need to like not get killed and like not get a 0 or not get like a 3 points because like Purdy re-aggravated his turf toe and hobbled off and never returned, in that scenario, just play Brissett. You're the strong favorite, but in a vacuum, I think I'm going to roll the dice on Purdy there.
Yeah. So there's what we can certainly agree on there, and then also for all these new people in here, just a reminder: hey, we got a Discord. If you guys are interested in kind of connecting with us, other people on here, join that Discord in the description. You just click the more button, I believe, and you'll see it there. And also drop a like on the stream. Give us a subscription. We go live every Wednesday and Saturday night, especially us answering your guys' questions and thinking these through really helps us too on our start sits for anything that we want to change last minute as well. So yeah, I mean it's always good fun Saturday night live stream right before the Sunday games.
It's definitely become like a nice little like community that we're building here. So we're really proud of that. Like we really love everyone that we have in here, our regular viewers. And yeah, that's part of the reason why we created the Discord, and also why we created the Listener League, which has been like super fun. Which is basically comprised of like at least like early on, like the people that were our like main regulars that like watch our live streams and everything. And we did recently announce that we are going to have a Listener League 2.0 that's going to happen. That'll have a startup draft in the off season. So if you're interested in being part of that, definitely let us know. Probably the best way to do that would be to send us a message on Sleeper,
Just go to
uh,
Discord.
or yeah, do it on
Discord is
Discord.
the easiest
Yeah,
way. Just
yeah.
go
In
to
fact, we
Discord.
have we have a text channel called Find a League. Yeah, yeah,
Just
put it in
anywhere.
there,
You can do it.
or general, or
Yeah, you can message us, put something in
yeah,
general. Yeah, just put something
yeah.
out
That's
there.
probably the best place to do it. Absolutely, good call.
Yeah, if you're interested, we'll probably have a list or something also going on the Discord.
Yeah, so I think we already have like 4 people committed for that,
I believe we
and
have more. I could be wrong.
okay.
Yeah, I felt like we maybe had 6 or 7 at least, but
Oh,
I
really?
could be wrong.
Okay, we'll have to talk about that and
Yeah,
start making sure we have all these names written down and everything like that. But yeah, spots are going quickly. I mean, I guess it'll probably be a 12 team league, but we're definitely open to making it like maybe 14 teams or 16 teams if you guys are into that, and it would also allow some more people to join. So, but yeah, but spots won't last forever. So yeah, definitely let us know if you're interested. It'll be a low buy-in. I mean, I think for the first listener league we did like $30 buy-in each year.
yeah,
So we'll probably keep it, something like that. Nothing crazy.
yeah.
Just a fun league.
Yeah, we can always do a vote to see where people are
Oh,
at,
sure.
and yeah,
Yeah, we could lower it, or if everyone wants it to be higher, we could be open to that. So yeah, pretty much whatever you guys want.
yeah. And then J Bug says, would we drop Juwan Johnson or Kate Otten for Loveland? And I would say, man, I probably do, just in case of that late season, absolute spark from Loveland. I think that's very, very tempting. I think you certainly could do that. And hey, if you run into some options or some issues, uh, whatever, you can always, maybe you have to drop Loveland and get one of these guys back or whatever. That's fine. I would do that. But who are you dropping, Juwan Johnson or Cade Otten? And
That's really tough.
we know Juwan is also the late season master. He's
Yes, exactly. He always gets hot in the fantasy playoffs some way, somehow, it seems like just about every damn year. So I think I would lean if I was going to do that. And yeah, I think I would. I think I would gamble on just that upside of Loveland. I think I would drop Otten for him, and it's close, but I think the tiebreaker is not only, the Saints trading away Shaheed, and so like Juwan Johnson should just be like locked in as a damn near a target monster the rest of the season. Pretty much the second target after Olave in that offense, and the Saints like to throw the ball. So I feel like Juwan Johnson is like a locked in, rock solid tight end rest of the season. Whereas with Otten, yes, he's been really hot lately, but you can nitpick that like, Godwin could come back at some point. I think Evans could still come back at some point, possibly, if I'm not
unclear
mistaken.
but possible. Yeah, but yeah, Godwin could be back.
But even Jalen McMillan could come back. So, again, I'm not saying like I'm super worried about all those guys, but like if even like one of them comes back and is like pretty decent, we've seen Otten just sort of like go from being red hot to just returning to irrelevance, and not getting the targets anymore. So I do like Otten quite a bit, but yeah, I think I would lean toward dropping Otten for Loveland.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I don't want to be dropping Kate on if, especially when I don't have a stud tight end. But again, Juwan Johnson's been good. He's been getting touchdowns as well. Something Kate on
Yeah.
hasn't been doing. Maybe some regression there for him, though. But I do just think I'm going to go with Juwan Johnson, pick up Loveland again.
Yeah, I feel like that's a perfect combination because like Juwan Johnson gives you like that safety, and then Loveland gives you the upside. So that's like the perfect duo there.
And if things go bad, I don't know. Is dropping Kate Otten going to kill you? Again, you might be able to pick him back up. You might be able to just get the next hot, veteran tight end off the waiver wire. So.
Yeah, in a shallow league, like, yeah, you don't want to be dropping Otten, but like, I don't think it's the end of the world if you replace him with Loveland and you have Juwan Johnson. Like, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and then Mac G, welcome in, says, should he drop? This is a really funny one, but like actually like a real question. Should he drop Brian Thomas for Alec Pierce rest of season?
Oh my God.
Sounds
yeah,
crazy.
you should. You should. Yes. I don't even have to hesitate on that one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being too reactionary. Yes, I'm doing that. If there's no one else I can drop, I'm doing it.
Okay. the trade deadline's here. I can't drop Brian Thomas without trying to package him away. Maybe you've been trying to do that. I would say, is there any way to avoid dropping Brian Thomas? We know how good he could be. Hunter's not returning. Maybe things just turn around. He gets healthier. I know he's hurt right now. I don't know, but something could always turn around. The last thing you want to do is drop Brian Thomas.
The problem is that Alec Pierce has been legit. Like, he's just been a better player than Brian Thomas in 2025. He just has been.
Absolutely, but here's what I would say. Are you actually going to be starting Alec Pierce? If you are not going to be starting Alec Pierce, then I'm just going to keep Brian Thomas. And, I'm trying to pick up Pierce if I can. I absolutely should not be on your waiver wire. I know it's probably more a shallow league if you're considering dropping Brian Thomas. But if you're not using Pierce, I think you got to roll BTJ. And if he catches fire, you're going to be really happy. Alec Pierce, the numbers have been strong. Very, very strong. But I don't know. Did some kind of regression happen? I don't know. I don't even want to claim that. I just think Brian Thomas is way too talented of a player to be on the waiver wire.
Alec Pierce has just been too good, and I understand your logic about, like, okay, if you're not starting either one of those guys, then if they're on your bench for the most part, then Brian Thomas makes more sense as a stash just because of the talent, the elite upside that we've seen before. It definitely makes sense. I definitely don't think it's a bad argument, but my gut's telling me Alec Pierce is just a better player this year for whatever reason. I mean, blame it on Trevor Lawrence or blame it on Daniel Jones being too good, or blame it on whatever you want, but I just feel like we kind of know what these two players are at this point, at least for this season. Maybe Brian Thomas bounces back next year. He gets healthy in the offseason. He, works a little harder. I don't know. I guess they'll still probably be stuck with Trevor Lawrence. Maybe he gets it together at some point. Not that I would count on it. But anyways, for this season, I just feel like we know Alec Pierce is the better player. So even if this, player between Pierce and Thomas is just like the first or second player coming off my bench or something like that, I would still just rather have Pierce as that option if I get hit by injuries.
I pretty much agree with everything you said. I just said I don't want to drop Brian Thomas. That's what it's more about.
I hear you.
It's not about not picking up Pierce. I want to pick up Pierce everywhere. I do not want to drop Brian Thomas. So I don't know. Maybe
if I have to. It's a shallow, redraft league, and if there are like good players on waivers already, then it's just like, hey, I'll just add Brian Thomas to the other good players on waivers, and I just rather have Pierce.
Yeah, I mean, maybe some added context would help. I can't say it. Even if it's wrong, I can't say it.
I hear you. It doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? Like, you have to admit to yourself that you made a bad draft pick. Not that the process was necessarily bad, but the result has been.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. But Alec Pierce has been amazing. So not even scoring touchdowns.
Personally, like, I wouldn't even hesitate. I would not even hesitate. That's just me. I understand why someone would, but I wouldn't even hesitate.
Well, I hope that helps, Mac and G. Let us know if there's.
We're disagreeing a lot tonight, but it's kind of fun. But yeah, I hope we're still helping people.
A lot of it's very close. That's why. I mean, right?
Yeah, but you guys are definitely giving us good questions. So yeah, kudos to you guys.
Yeah, I mean that's why they're asking. Hey, Edson is in here. Welcome, Edson.
All right, welcome.
Welcome back. He says finally caught us. It's probably been a minute. I've been missing some Saturday streams though, so I don't know if you caught Dan's solo streams the last couple weeks there. But he says, how's it going? It's been going great, and yeah, we're both back on that Saturday. But he says, Edson, well, you let us know how you're doing as well, and if you were watching that UFC, maybe you just came from that. I'm not sure. That's been a topic tonight, and maybe that main card's still going. Maybe we can catch that after the stream. Not sure. And he says also though, brutal week last week. 0-3 in fantasy.
Oh man, that's rough. It's rough. Yeah, I'm very sorry to hear that.
Edson, were you the one with Brock Bowers? I feel it was you or it was KO that had Brock Bowers in an expensive lead. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think that was like our 100 sub stream or the one before.
Oh gosh, is that where I said do? Oh, okay. I don't know if that was the. I'm trying to remember because I remember I told someone to start like Gatson over Bowers when like Bowers was like first back and then went off for like 40 points or whatever. So yeah, that was rough. But I did say try to start both of them if you can. But the problem is like the rest of the team was too loaded.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. I wonder if you had some. Sometimes in your portfolio, especially my dynasty one, I have a lot of the same players across the leagues. Most of the weeks have been good. One week was so bad. Everyone was on bye. Maybe you kind of ran into that. There were some good buys last week, or I guess bad bye weeks. Some big hits to the lineup. So, yeah, let us know. I don't know, but if you had Brock Bowers, that adds up because he was abysmal last
Oh
week.
my God. How brutal is that? I mean, imagine anyone that like, bench Bowers because like, it was first week back and maybe they had someone good like Gadsden and then like, oh man, like what was I thinking benching
Yeah,
Bowers? But then you start him the next week and then
you're
it's
like,
like, oh, then he
whoa.
does like, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and you're like, well, that's why I at least had him on the bench to see what happened. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know Gatson got banged up, but he surely would have had a better game.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, a lot of Bowers owners got Geno'd. Which is our new term that Blake came up with for basically means that you either like started someone when you should have benched them,
yeah,
or you benched someone when you should have started them. So there's always that like player that just like always whatever you do, he does the opposite. So if that happens to you, you got Geno'd.
yeah. That was almost you got G mode and J mode, but now J mode's at least looking better now.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, it could be called J mode as well, but yeah, we say G node because it's just been unbelievable in this one league where I have like Geno Smith as my third quarterback in Dynasty. Just whatever I did with him, start or sit him, it was just always the wrong decision every single week this year. It's just been
yeah,
unbelievable.
and he's had like at least a couple big ones too, and you're like, oh my god, like I
Yeah,
can't get, and he's had some really bad weeks. So
yeah.
kind of
Whatever
brutal.
I do, it's just like like what the hell? I just can't get this right. So,
Yeah,
and actually, what's funny now is I do have him on my bench this week, but man, like he's playing the Cowboys. I mean, you could not, come
yeah.
up with a better matchup. So like, I'm so tempted to like try to get him in my lineup somehow, but like, I'm not bench. How can I bench Lamar or Bo Nix? Even in bad matchups. So
Yeah, I did. You know what? I got a question for you and for chat here. We'll answer that. We'll come back around to that, but I'll lay it out here. If anyone in the chat wants to help me with this one, I got one in a league where actually I'm playing Andrew, Dan, in
yeah.
Bums and Ball Knowers, and
Okay.
I just got G-Node in that league. Where
Okay.
I believe I got G-Node in that league. I got G-Node in a league. I think it might have been that league.
And but
Uh,
you actually own Gino in that league. So did you get
I
Gino by Gino?
Yeah, like I remember I was just saying, man, I hadn't got Geno'd really this year. Well, I got Geno'd last week, but in
Oh
a
man.
league. I think
So
it
did you
was that.
start him or sit him?
No, I started him because he had a terrible week, right? Is that what happened? He had
I
three
can't remember
points.
now. I
Thursday
feel
night
like he had a
football.
good week recently, didn't he?
No, last week Thursday night football. That was the last game. It was that Denver terrible 3-point game or whatever.
Oh,
So I got
gotcha.
Geno'd.
Oh
Um,
man.
but anyways, now I have a decision between Jameis Winston and Geno Smith against the Cowboys. Man, like
Easy. Easy. I am benching Gino this week, at least as of now. So
that's
that means Gino is about to go nuts against the
okay.
Cowboys. So start Gino this week because I got him on the bench in that dynasty league.
Yeah, well, chat, let us know because right now I have Jameson. Uh,
Nah,
and just
you gotta switch
voting.
that. You gotta switch that. You gotta switch it.
I don't know. I really that might be my toughest to start sit all year. Hilariously enough, is Gino and Jameis. I don't know. I'd like some opinion here, but we can help Ken with another question. It says Gadsden or Fryermuth, and that's an easy Gadsden for me.
Yeah, easy Gaston. Like I mean, it seems like he's healthy. It's a
Yeah,
great match against the Jags. They've been bad against tight ends. So yeah, 100% fire up Gadsden with confidence.
yeah. We don't even rank tight ends. We don't have rankings. Fryermuth, I don't even know how I could have him in the top like 25 like tight
I
ends.
mean, he went nuts against the Bengals, and I could see the Steelers going for like a similar strategy and using a lot of Fryermuth and Jonnu and Darnell Washington.
It's like one
So
game though. Yeah.
maybe they go back to the well. The Bengals have been truly atrocious against tight ends this
Yeah.
year. So as like a complete desperation play, I don't hate Fryermuth, but versus Gadsden, like hell no. Like you're
Yeah.
going Gadsden easily.
Yeah, he adds Fryermuth has never not gone off of on Cincinnati, which is interesting.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah,
Interesting. I didn't realize he had like a great history going years back, but I always find that kind of thing interesting. So yeah, I do. Again, I like him as a desperation play, but I can't start him over Gadsden.
Gadsden's like must start unless you have like Bowers or
I
something.
agree.
So,
I agree.
and then Edson also adds another question. Here's Penix, or I believe a question here. Penix and T-Law, the Sposos got him to 4-6. Okay, this is how he had the
Oh,
0-3
man.
week here.
That
With,
is a brutal quarterback pair there. Penix and Trevor Lawrence. Like my God.
the only way it could be worse was like Burrow and Penix. You would have gotten screwed because I had that in a league and started out 0-4. Basically, like honestly, basically because of that combo and now as you know, Dan, that's the grease bowl, and I think I have not lost a game now because my savior Joe Flacco has came in in Michael
You
Penix's
paid up for
absence.
Flacco too. I mean, you made a bold move, like giving way too much for Flacco. At least most people would have said that, and that was like my instinct at first too. But then I was like, you know what? I kind of get it. I kind of get it, and hey, it's paid
Hey,
off in a huge way.
here's a stat for Flacco, ladies and gentlemen. QB1 overall in fantasy since hopping in. In starting.
Wow.
I'm not sure if that's 4 or 6 or both. I would believe if it's true in 4 point, it has to be true in 6 point. I would guess. So, I mean, that's just been insane. I don't even know how that's possible. But
Yeah, I'm trying to sell him because he might only be starting 2 more games, but you figure that's still worth like a fourth,
I,
right? With how great he's been, like no one will give me a fourth.
I just sold one for a fourth, an early fourth actually, in a league.
Oh, nice.
I have like 6 starting quarterbacks all of a sudden from
Okay.
injuries. But
Nice.
yeah, so Penix and T-Law, yeah, that hurts. And then I see, and then you've been dropping games against Mac Jones. Decided to ship him out for T-Law. Oh, this is Dynasty. Penix, T-Law for Stroud in 27 first. Yeah, Stroud's been heating up. Of course, now he's hurt, so you're running some troubles there. But hopefully, you got Davis Mills or something to fill in the void. And KMX says Edson feels you, or he KMX feels, and also what. Let's clear this up because I think you say Camex, Dan, and I say KMX.
Oh,
What how do we say your name here? I don't know. Is there an actual?
the way to.
It's just funny that because I realized that we're saying it differently recently, but he says he has Drake May at QB, and such a disappointing week this week. Yeah, finally, I guess a disappointing week. 17 points or whatever he got is still pretty decent. I mean,
Yeah, if that's a bad week, and that just shows you how good he's been. But yeah, Henderson just kind of stole the show.
Yeah, exactly. And then separate league, Chris Rodriguez or Spears. Wow, that's a really interesting one. Man, I just looking back at Spears. I've been a big Spears guy just for buying in Dynasty, trying to get him on redraft, and just the pass catching has been so solid. He's getting the carries. I think since coming back from injury, or I almost want to pull it up. He's basically been a top 24 running back since he's been back. So you get this really nice floor. He had a great week when he did score the touchdown. Yeah, here's his last finishes. So, his first week back, he only touched the ball a couple times, working his way back. RB21, RB32, RB12, RB25. It's not been great. Only one of those have been double digits, but he's been just shy. Chris Rodriguez, he could punch one in. I'm just going to go with Spears because he can also punch one in. He can make a big play. He can catch balls. I just feel better about playing him. I know I'm all right with Rodriguez in lineups as a desperation. What do you think, Dan?
That's a really tough one. I mean, it feels like Spears probably has the higher floor with the pass catching. It's not a great matchup against the Texans there, but again, like Spears is probably going to make his hay more as like a pass catcher. So
yeah, it might be a good Spears matchup is all. But Miami for Rodriguez, of course, is a great matchup.
Oh yeah, I mean that's kind of a dream matchup. I mean, my gut is kind of telling me Rodriguez because like I think Rodriguez would have had kind of a breakout game last week, but he got injured, and that's why it was sort of cut short.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like he was sort of on his way to a little bit of a breakout there. So I just feel like Rodriguez against the Dolphins. I'm just gonna like I don't know if I'm just sort of like gonna get suckered into that, but like I just feel like that's just what I'm feeling. So I mean, if you truly need the higher floor, I would go with Spears. But if you're willing to gamble a little bit, maybe you're a little bit of an underdog in your matchup. Yeah, I'm just feeling more Rodriguez, but I do feel kind of bad saying that because I feel like it's sort of like the opposite of my argument when I was saying RJ Harvey over Judkins. You know what I mean? So if I want to be like truly consistent with that, that same logic, I feel like I would have to say Spears here. So maybe that's the right answer, but something's just telling me to put in Rodriguez. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's different, right? Because Rodriguez, yeah, he scored a touchdown. I mean, Judkins has been solid, all that stuff. Player to player, it can be different, obviously, even using the same logic. But yeah, the matchup would be the reason to start Rodriguez, absolutely. So I think it is a close one. I do absolutely think it's a close one. I just think I want to play my good player Spears again. He could do all the same things Rodriguez could technically do in this matchup.
Yeah, and what's kind of funny too is like I do feel like if you told me like one of these players, scored like 30 points, it'd probably be Spears,
Yeah,
right? And I also said he has the higher floor. But in terms of just like a more
like a
realistic,
median outcome.
like Rodriguez gives you that, because I could see him having 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So if you tell me like one of these players scores 20 points, I'm going to say it's Rodriguez. But if you tell me like one of them has 30, it's probably Spears.
I got you. Okay, yeah, I'm really interested. That's going to be a fun one too. Just see how
Yeah,
that.
I'll be interested to see how that turns out now.
Yeah, especially does the matchup really matter for Rodriguez? It certainly could. So
But
I
yeah,
think
if you
that
are
is.
if you are like a strong favorite in your matchup, I could see leaning toward Spears there.
Yeah,
And
and
maybe there's also some sneaky upside of like, could it happen out of nowhere that like Pollard just gets like 5 touches and like Spears is like gets like 15 or something.
it certainly could be. And it's just if it happens, it's just going to kind of probably come out of the blue like that. So I
Exactly.
wouldn't bank
So
on it.
yeah, could have just randomly happened this week. So yeah, I think you could really make an argument either way. So if you do have a strong gut feeling, I would say go with that.
Yeah, and Steve O'Luddy, welcome. I haven't been here for the solos. Dan, has Steve O been here for the solo streams?
It's all a blur.
It's all
It's
a
all a
blur.
blur. You know what I mean? I mean, I think I've done like what 3 solo streams the past few weeks, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's all a blur. So I have no clue.
Well, let us know because I believe, at least for me, Steve, you're new here, so welcome. He says, "Hey, okay, there he goes. He did say he just joined in sub, so I
Sweet.
appreciate
Hey,
the sub.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Uh, and then he said, okay, here we go, perfect. He says a little bit of feedback. Says, could the guy on the left raise his volume just a tad? So I absolutely will. I did actually just do that before too because I saw Nahal mention something about that when I was reading through chat. So just let me know, give me an update how the mic is doing there.
You know what it might be? It might not even be a mic issue. It might be just like me talking too loudly issue because I definitely have a tendency to talk loud, especially when I get excited. And yeah, hey, I love fantasy football, so that usually gets me excited. So yeah, my apologies. So yeah, you might just have to be adjusting for that, Blake.
I see. Yeah, I am like purposely like not talking very loud right now, and also I just had a mic update, so like it absolutely we already had mic issues at the start of the stream, so it could be
Right.
that. So just let
Sure.
us know how it's doing after I've now adjusted it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Thanks for the feedback, though. Really appreciate that.
yeah, no, absolutely. And so he also said, how big of a bump do you expect Shakir with Kincaid out? Cheers. I mean, we've seen some Shakir's stuff with Kincaid out over last season. In fact, Kincaid missed a game this year. We know it's a bad matchup this week to answer.
Yeah.
Dan was talking about that earlier. So not feeling great about Shakir this week, although he is always one of those players with a decent floor. If you need 10 points, Khalil Shakir's your guy.
Yeah. Although, is this the week where he doesn't even hit 10? I mean, I'm not saying he's like a must sit or anything like that, but definitely don't feel like amazing about him. I think he's a fine start, an uninspiring one, but a fine one.
Yeah, I mean it's like for the rest of the season, I really wouldn't bump him up too much. I do think technically, yes, he probably gets a higher target share. It's not one I'm going to be very excited about. Basically, unless proven otherwise, because we have evidence.
Yeah.
It didn't.
I think in a better matchup you could like talk me into it more, but because I kind of already know that,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to bump him up too much this week, but maybe in the better matchups if Kincaid is out, yeah, I think you could talk me into that.
Yeah, yeah. When we have some evidence, again, it's not impossible. He does get boosted up.
Right.
It's logical, but I don't know. From my he with Kincaid missing so much last year, he really again he was just same old Shakir, 12 points per game. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
So not expecting anything until proven otherwise, basically. And
Yeah.
Tribal Chief Lover drops a 6-7. We've got that. Nahal's a 6-7 dropper. Do you know what that is, Dan, or no? I would expect you not to know.
I mean, I definitely been hearing it a lot.
Oh, school though. At school, you'd be hearing that.
Oh my God, I hear it at school so much.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I have like a theory about it. I mean, like my theory is that it like, I mean, I remember reading like where it actually like came from or originated from. But my theory is that it really just like means nothing. And it's just, like people just like say it just to say it. Like
Yeah.
that's my interpretation.
Yeah, I mean now like because I'm 26 now. This would have been something when I was like in high school that like I can just relate it to like a bunch of stuff that we've been saying.
Yeah.
So I completely get, I don't think it means like actually anything. I know it's like from like a rap song or something, but like
I think people that say it, they just want to like confuse other people and make them feel like they're like missing out on something. Like, oh wait, what does that mean? Wait,
yeah,
I think like that's kind of the joke of it, is it
yeah.
really doesn't mean anything.
I think JMO was doing the hands, the 6-7
Oh
hands
God. Oh
celebration that a
God.
lot of people do in the NFL. I actually saw Parker Washington was like yelling at Tootin for like doing it while they were losing the game or something. I don't know, but
Oh God.
someone educate us if we're missing out on something here.
Yeah.
I've deleted my TikToks, because let me be the voice of reason here, is of science. It's not good for your brain, guys. Come on. So careful with the
Hey,
TikToks.
I love that. Good take.
Yeah.
Yeah, people watch like, I mean, just phones and social media, and especially like short form videos, have just become like such an addiction. That's actually one reason why, like, I don't know if I've actually vocalized it, Blake, but that's one reason why I am actually kind of hesitant to like ever do like shorts on the channel.
Yeah, no.
Just 'cause I feel like it's really not like good for people, and I mean, pretty much like these social media companies, like they're just after like every second of your life. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just like it's really kind of horrible.
I had the same feeling too, because like, I don't even, I would never suggest anyone to actually do it. Like it genuinely, like if you actually look into research, it's really bad for your brain. Again, there's actually like terms for it where you just like you can't do anything with, because your brain's releasing all these chemicals from everything you're experiencing. You're also going from happy to sad to all these certain feelings. It's very interesting. It's something that I wouldn't really think about, and you can't do anything with these emotions. Like when we're talking here, we're doing something, we're expressing our feelings. When you're watching a video, you're just listening. You can't do anything about it. So it is, we're a little sidetracked here, but
Yeah.
hey, anyone else got an opinion on that? Go out. I feel like an absolute unk saying that. Like
Hey,
that's
I
something
love
like,
it. Hey, I applaud it. And I mean, gosh, I already like I don't even do a lot of social media these days. But yet, despite that, I feel like I spend like way too much time on
yeah,
my phone already, just from like everything I do on Sleeper, like managing my dynasty teams. And so I've actually been trying to cut back on that. Like I've been putting like the app limits on Sleeper, but of course I've been like doing the override like
yeah,
way
yeah,
too
yeah.
many times. So I'm trying to find like a better balance in my life already, and that's even without like much social media at all. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely something good to be mindful of. I mean, you don't want to like waste like half your life. You don't want to like look back and like if there's actually a way to calculate it. Like imagine if you look
Oh my
back, you're like, oh
gosh.
my God, like half my life I was just staring at my phone screen. Like,
Just look at your screen
really?
time. Just look at your screen time on Apple. I
Oh,
think
it's
it's
insane. It's
insane,
insane.
dude. Even
Yeah,
cutting, dude, because I've been making an effort to like legit. I try not to look at my phone like basically all day until I'm done, especially with school, because it's been
right.
so hard to focus on things. Because basically you're when you're doing things like your phone, listening to
Yeah,
music, stuff like that, literally eating carbs, you're dumping dopamine, being released throughout your brain and body here, that
oh yeah.
it's very hard to focus on the things you need to get done. So
Oh
basically, I
yeah. I
don't listen
mean,
to music all like until I don't try to do anything. I don't even try to look at my phone
that's smart. That is
I'm
very
done what
smart.
I need to do all day. And it's been something I've been doing. It's like recently helped a
Yeah.
lot. So maybe someone. I wish I had been doing that so much longer ago.
Oh yeah, I mean the key is, I mean this could be a whole other topic, and obviously it's nothing to do with fantasy footballs. Our apologies, but it actually is like really good information. Is kind of like with dopamine, you want to like start it out low in the
Yeah,
day, and then like you can kind of like gradually increase it. But if you start it high, like if you check your phone first thing in the morning,
God.
which I am so guilty of doing,
Yeah,
like and I need to stop it. But then like you get the dopamine rush from that,
yeah,
and then like you just want more of it. You don't want to like then go do some work
exactly.
or handle your responsibilities. Like that doesn't sound fun by comparison, or doesn't feel like fun by comparison to this dopamine you just got looking at your phone. So you just want to do that some more. So it's just
Yeah.
like the worst way to start your day.
No, yeah, exactly. So I wish I knew that much earlier, or at least practice it. But I really think that's good advice for people, because that's something that I'm really trying to do, and it's been
Yeah. Oh,
helping.
last piece of advice about that. If you are feeling kind of like caught in that like, dopamine like addiction cycle, and you're finding it hard to like shift your focus to work or whatever, a good thing to do is just like sit and do nothing
Yeah,
for like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Just like literally sit in a chair and like stare forward at the wall for like 10 minutes. And I actually watched a YouTube video about this. And after about like 10 minutes or so, you'll start to like reset your dopamine. And then suddenly the idea of like doing some work or, whatever you got to do, it won't seem quite as bad at that point.
Yeah, yeah, I believe a little bit of exercise or something can help too.
Oh, exercise is fantastic. Yeah.
So yeah, off topic, but interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like it's relevant. We're all fantasy
Oh my
nerds.
God. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a problem like everyone's kind of battling. So hopefully you
Sunday
guys,
we're all battling that.
yeah,
That's our
exactly.
cheat
So
day.
yeah, hopefully you guys found some value in that tangent. But back to fantasy football.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll get back to these questions there. Sorry for the wait, guys, but I'm interested if anyone had any comments there. We'll see in a couple minutes here.
Yeah.
And Hall's back says says start
Yo.
one. I might have just missed one from Edson. Said last league Otten or Loveland this week. Otten got a tough matchup, but bro's gonna get fed. I think we answered this question.
Yeah, we just answered this. So I said Loveland and you said Otten.
And
right?
I said Otten. Yeah, so.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of a gut feeling. Better matchup. The Vikings have been vulnerable to tight ends, and there's some weather concerns in Buffalo for whatever that's worth, and not a great matchup for Otten for what it's worth. So I mean, I think Otten's a fine start, but my gut's just telling me Loveland.
Yeah. Mine is basically just Otten's been just bringing in great target shares. Been consistent.
Yeah.
Can you find the end zone?
Yeah, wouldn't fault anyone for starting Otten over Loveland there, but my gut's just telling me Loveland.
Yeah, and then Hall's question now is start one: Vlad, Rome, AJ Brown, half PPR. Vlad again. We were talking about the slot stuff against Jacksonville. They're I think the worst matchup. So I'm a little bit nervous there.
It makes me slightly nervous about Ladd. I mean, hopefully Keenan Allen plays a lot because then that'll bump Ladd to the outside. So I think that's when Ladd will probably do more of his damage. So yeah, I mean, I'm not like saying like Ladd's a must sit because of that, but just gives me like a tiny bit of nervousness. But I can also see the upside from when he's playing on the outside. So it's kind of like a weird paradox there.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I want to go with Rome. I know there's been some struggles, but again, the Vikings have been just not a great defense. They've been a pretty favorable matchup for just about everything. It's really just can Caleb Williams get some balls on the money? Can they be on the same page? If they are, I think there could be a monster game in. AJ Brown, who the heck's he playing this week? The
Lions. Playing my Lions.
Okay, well I don't even know what to think about AJ Brown. You could take his words for him, and I'll just leave it to AJ Brown. He said if you got him, get rid of him. So
nope, not going to.
I'm not playing this week.
I've seen it too many times. Okay, if you're going to pick the receiver against your Vikings, I am going to pick the receiver against my Lions because I have seen it way too many times over the years. I mean, you can set your watch by it. If ever a player is like, that's supposed to be good is like, has been like struggling lately, the get right game is against the Detroit Lions. I'm telling you, you set your clock by it. I absolutely think AJ Brown's going to have a big game here.
Yeah, and then he said he asked us on Wednesday, and we said Ladd, but now leaning Rome. So I guess I just kind of answered there. And then, now we kind of know about this Jacksonville slot matchup, which is certainly why I'm leaning Rome. Otherwise,
yeah, I mean, I feel like the right answer should probably be Ladd, but like I just can't ignore my feeling about AJ Brown against the Lions. So I'm, bad things tend to happen when I ignore my gut feeling. So I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to say AJ Brown. So probably a little crazy. Like maybe if you're the favorite in your matchup, you go with a safer option like Ladd or even Rome. But I'm just feeling AJ Brown for whatever that's worth. So.
Yeah, and then Edson saying when he was talking about the quarterback situation in his Dynasty League to address his QB room, he grouped QB room and the 2-for-1. Yeah, where he got Stroud in the first. He traded for Mac Jones. Had to send Tootin, and betting on him getting traded.
By the way, what did he send for Stroud in the first? Because it looked like he had just sent like Penix and Trevor Lawrence. There's no way he actually pulled that trade off.
No, yeah, that was a great trade. I think it was a 27 first too. So
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, that's
how the heck did you do that?
Yeah,
let's know what your secret. Let's know what your trade secret is, because if you actually did that 2-for-2 trade, like that is insanely good.
Yeah, I don't know if it's insanely good, but Trevor Lawrence, like I don't know what you can even like trade him for. I know he's worth whatever starting young kind of ish quarterback is, but like
I
no
mean,
one
to
wants him.
me,
Yeah.
like, I mean, this is such like a dramatic statement and, a bit of an exaggeration, but like, I mean, to me, like Lawrence and Penix just kind of feel like garbage right now. I know that's not completely fair, but they just feel like garbage to me in
No,
Dynasty. So
yeah.
the fact that Stroud, who actually has had a pretty good year when he's been healthy, and a 27 first, like that is such a smash trade.
Lawrence is like kind of going down like a Tua path, and we're like no one wants him. You know.
Right.
Uh,
Oh, that's the thing. There's like no demand for him in Dynasty. So I
yeah.
can't believe you got Stroud in a first. That's
Yeah.
unreal.
So then, yeah,
Well
he did
done.
have to trade Tootin for Mac, and I would easily want Tootin there, but that's the one. Like for now, I think I'm a big Mac Jones guy. I have so much Mac Jones, it's ridiculous. He could get traded. I don't know that it'll happen, but if it does, you're going to be probably pretty happy with that. Just a medium outcome. Hey, starting quarterback that's been balling, and he's got Jacoby and Winston in the super flex this week. So, I mean, that's hilariously enough like a pretty solid quarterback room this week. I mean, fantasy
Yeah.
football,
I mean,
baby.
it does suck that those quarterbacks will be missing Marvin Harrison and Darius Slayton. Not to mention
Yeah,
like Malik Neighbors and so I mean, they're down some weapons, but that's still pretty decent.
yeah. And then D Smitty, welcome back. How's your night going? And sorry for taking so long. We're on the dopamine and the
Oh God.
TikTok rant,
Yeah.
but he says Flacco Purdy after all this. I'm just gonna go Flacco. I love Purdy. I'm a big Purdy guy, but we've answered a few Purdy questions today. Basically, it's like if it's really close, go Flacco. And again, QB1 since coming to the Bengals. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And he just went nuts on the Steelers a few weeks ago. So
Yeah, I mean, how the heck can you bench Flacco with what he's been doing? I mean, he just feels like a must start. So easy decision to start Flacco over Purdy.
yeah, and then start one running back, Monty, White, or Hunt. I'm just gonna. We're talking between Monty and White.
I'll go David Montgomery
Yeah,
there.
I'll
Close,
go
close
Montgomery.
between him and White, but I'm going to lean toward Montgomery. He's
Yeah,
been unbelievable on the road this season. Look up his game log. All of his big games have come on the road, which is opposite of how it usually is. But I'm just going to think that trend continues. The Lions could be down some weapons, or at least down Laporta. Maybe they lean on all their healthy weapons a little bit more. And everyone's stock is up with Dan Campbell calling plays anyways. Should be a shootout with Lions Eagles. So
yeah.
yeah, I want a piece of that game. Give me some Montgomery.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Monty too. I really like White as a start if I can get him in.
Oh yeah, White should be
But
solid.
yeah, exactly. I really think he's solid, especially when we're in
Yeah,
our
so
dynasty
it's a
leagues and
tough
stuff.
one, but I'm going Montgomery.
Yeah. So in a hall, okay. So this is how far behind I'm going on chat. He says you gotta go. This was my Jameis / Gino. He says gotta go Jameis for the class of it. Look, Jameis. That's basically what I was feeling. I don't want to allow myself to get Geno'd. It would be such a Geno thing against Dallas to not go off. I don't know. I'll have to think about it more. But Jameis is in my lineup right now, and I don't
But you
even.
know what's interesting though is I'm pretty sure I remember a Monday night game from like a few years ago between the Seahawks and Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken, where Geno
Oh my
Smith
god.
just like went nuts and had like 300-400 yards, 4 touchdowns. So could history repeat itself? Is Geno good against the Cowboys? Maybe I'll look up his past game logs, but I'm pretty sure. So for whatever that's worth, I would go Geno over Jameis, especially since I'm benching Geno this week. So he's going to go off.
That's right. We gotta go. We gotta go down together, though. So,
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
hopefully you don't get Geno'd by Geno.
Maybe I'll give an update in the Discord when I make that final decision. I'll have to.
Oh man,
sleep
if
on it.
Blake benches Geno as well, then like book it,
Sorry.
like bet money on whatever prop bets are out there for
Yeah.
Geno. If Blake and I are both benching Geno, like you can book it, like bet a lot of money on
Yeah, especially
the big day.
if Dan's mentioned Gino. I mean, you should just hedge it with some kind of prop.
Oh, dude, you want to hear something hilarious? My brother has been doing that all season. Like anytime, especially on Thursday, like he benches someone, he then will like make a bet on that player, scoring a touchdown or catching a lot of passes or doing something, having a good game. He's done it like 2 or 3 times. It's worked every single time. He's like, and then my brother will like text me on Thursday, "Hey, I just won $50 because like I benched Gaston or I benched
Yeah.
this guy." Like, I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like you've discovered the cheat code of like
Yeah.
sports betting,
Yo, exactly. It is a great hedge, and hey, if you don't win the money, you probably made a good decision for fantasy at least.
Yeah,
So
and it works best on Thursday because I don't know what everyone else's experience is. Let me know if it's similar to mine and my brother's. But whatever we do on Thursday night just always seems to be the wrong decision. Like we start them, they're terrible. We bench them, they're amazing. Like we can just never win on Thursday. So I swear, like those 2 or 3 bets that my brother's made, he's done them like I'm pretty sure he's done them like all on Thursday, and it's like worked every single time. Him hedging and like betting against
Yeah.
what he did on his fantasy team.
No, that's too good. We'll have to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to try that out. See if I can.
Oh yeah, you should try it.
I tried it with Gino this week though, for
Hey,
sure.
there you go. There you go. Oh, dude, I should totally make a bet on Gino having a big game now with me benching him.
Yeah, and Wayne, welcome to the chat here. Sorry, yeah, for behind here. Hope Wayne's still in here. He says, "Help,
Yeah.
fellas. Before trade deadline, this guy's offering Hendy for your Pickens. His other receivers though are okay. Marvin Harrison, Brian Thomas, Tez, and Myers. It's slim. Wondering if it could be worth it. Very interesting." Man, I mean, you're not going to find a bigger Henderson guy around here than
I'm
me,
assuming
but
this guy's is a contender, or not necessarily.
I really think this is redraft.
Oh, it's a redraft.
I'm going to assume it is. Trade deadline's coming up. It's Henderson for Pickens. Just he only missed a couple receivers. You taking?
I'll take Henderson and I'll figure out a receiver. Maybe you can make another trade and get some help at receiver.
He's slim.
Maybe there's some help on the waiver wire. I mean, I don't know how deep or shallow your league is, but if you're really, scratching and clawing for like, a warm body that might score you 10 points on waivers, I do like Greg Dortch and Tyler Lockett this week. I know it sounds gross, but I think they both have really good matchups, and they should have some good opportunity, especially like Dortch, with Marv out. So I would do the trade for Henderson and figure the rest out after.
Man, you'd think I would go Henderson, but knowing that, like, dude, he doesn't even have Marvin this week. He doesn't have Brian Thomas this week, I don't think. And then
Pickens hasn't been as good with Lamb back. I still think he should be pretty rock solid rest of the season, but like Henderson could be a league winner. So you got to take the potential league winner.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to say, Pickens has still been so good, and here's the thing too. I mean, hey, if CeeDee Lamb goes down again. Again, you're looking at a top 5 receiver every week.
Yeah, so there's that possibility, but like the genie's out of the bottle with Henderson.
Yeah.
For me, it's an easy decision regardless of team need.
Interesting. Yeah, I do think Henderson, team need out of it, is the clear pick. But with team, dude, I mean, he's going to be starting Jacoby Myers and Brian Thomas. And I don't know. Pickens is just a locked and load starter for him. Maybe it would help to know what his running backs are. He needs to optimize his starting lineup. Maybe that is getting Henderson. I don't know, man.
Hey, if I got to start Greg Dortch or Tyler Lockett, like so be it. But give me Henderson.
Well, I tell you what, Wayne, if you're here still, give us some more information.
Tell us this. Tell us like what the best few receivers on waivers are, because that would help us. Like if you tell us that like on waivers is like Darius Slayton. I know he's injured right now, but still a good guy to have. And I'm trying to think of some other like good receivers that might be on on waivers in a shallow redraft league. But if there are like some good guys like that that are just sitting there on waivers, like easy decision to take Henderson in the trade.
Yeah, and okay, wait, here we go. We got an answer on KMX or CamX. He says Cam like CamX. So that's I think how you were saying it, Dan.
Wait, I'm trying to think now.
I've been saying KMX and then
CamX. I think I have been saying CamX. Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough. So I guess I had it right.
Yeah, CamX. All right, there we go. And Nahal says, gotta say, okay, that was right. He was saying my mic was low. That's where I read it earlier. Also from I think Steve told us earlier. And Edson says, also to finish the thought, yes, it's Dynasty Superflex, and his QB room post-trade is now Jaden Daniels, Stroud, Jones, and Jacoby for now in Winston. So actually a lot of options there.
That's a hell of a QB room. Love it.
Yeah, no, that is. And I actually just traded for a Jacoby on a team I lost Jaden Daniels on. I traded for Jacoby because it was the perfect situation. A rebuilder had him. He's trying to dump points off. No need for him.
Yeah.
But I've been giving this guy a couple picks, actually. This guy I made a few trades across the season for like Juwan Johnson and stuff. And he basically has all my late picks. So I go to him. I'm trying to give him like one of these rookies like Rashard Smith for him. I'm like, please take this. He didn't want Rashard Smith. He wanted the Raiders, Thornton from the Raiders.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, heck yeah. Just like, I don't care what happens. Maybe this trade is bad in a year or something. Just give me Jacoby Brissett. I'm trying to get a first-round buy or hang on to the first-round buy.
I love that trade, and I love trades like that. I actually did something similar, not nearly as good as that, and really insignificant. I mean, you guys will probably like laugh when you hear it, but I basically traded for Tyler Lockett, and I just had to give up like Jalen Lane. So,
Yeah,
but I also got like 10 fab thrown in out of like
yeah,
100. So, to me, that was just like, you know what? Get off some random rookie that I really don't believe in particularly. And if it gives me a receiver that could be, startable rest of the season if I ever need them, like to me, like, I mean, who knows? Yeah, if Lane randomly breaks out, then it's like, okay, yeah, it looks stupid, but
yeah.
to me, like that felt good to get a player that I could potentially use without having to spend a pick. So,
Those are some of the best trades in Dynasty for both sides because
oh
there
yeah,
is the chance
totally,
that that guy turns into something. Thornton
sure,
turns into something.
yeah.
But man, I need a quarterback, and Brissett's been awesome, and I'm trying to hang on by. It's worth the risk. I don't have to even give up a draft pick, so
Oh,
uh,
that is such a good and easy
yeah,
trade for you.
yeah, I love those trades on both sides, and
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, if you're a rebuilder, dude, get something for
right.
if you can't get a pick for Brissett,
Yeah, if
man,
no one will get a pick. Like, can you get Ben Sinnott or
yeah,
the Jalen Lane type, a Trevor Etienne, someone like
take
that.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett will probably be on waivers in the offseason, so um, and let's see where we are at now. He says, "Oh yeah," and Hall was just saying that. Yeah, Dan's voice just compared to mine was louder. And he said maybe if Dan could speak with the same passion and volume and show it and lower his mic.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if that's even possible for you, Dan, or not. But
Could I do that? Like, would I do that in my computer settings, or would it be done through OBS?
oh yeah, no, I can't do that through OBS.
I mean,
Maybe I could do it through Zoom. Is what I could do.
okay.
Pro-
And I could try pulling up my
yeah,
computer settings really quick. I'm doing it right now. Like, let me see if I can just quickly figure it out. But yeah, if that would help, I mean, I'd be
yeah,
happy to do it. Okay, I
yeah.
went to settings, sound. Let's see if there's something for mic. Okay, would that be input?
That would
Okay,
be
here we go.
input. Yes.
Um, Input volume. Would that be it?
Yeah.
Okay, here, I'm going to turn it down a little bit and let's see if this helps. Okay, so it's at 58%. Turning it down
Yep.
to. Okay, now it's at. Wait, did it go back? One second. Okay. Let's see how that is. Does that sound better? Wait, what the heck?
Oh, it sounds louder now, or like
Yeah, exactly. For some reason, like I slid it down and then it just like moved back up
let's
somehow.
see.
I'm kind of confused.
Well,
All right, maybe I'll look at this
yeah,
app stream. I don't want to fuss too much right now, but yeah,
yeah,
that's a good suggestion though. So I will try to do that. Yeah, make our volumes more even.
yeah. We'll figure that out for the next stream. There, I'm sure there's a couple things we can do. And Camex says, back on the on the phones thing here. We did get a comment here. It says phones have the whole world on it. It's just the best thing ever in life. I mean, dude, the funniest thing, all I could ever think when whatever, and the weekend, whatever, you're drinking with your buddy or something. It's like, dude, how crazy. Especially I've just been doing like a Greek, like cultural Greek, ancient Greek course, and I'm like, these people were doing just all of these crazy things, sacrificing people. I mean, just things that would not even be ever thought of to do today. And they're living in their own world. There's no the thought of technology is like it's not even a thing. It's not
Right.
even something they thought would be remotely possible. And we're just sitting here on our phones looking at virtual like stuff that doesn't exist. It's just
Right.
a funny thought, like of just how crazy phones are. I mean, and what the power. I mean, there's like literally everything in the world is literally like at the fingertips. It's just insane. I mean, we all know that, but
Yeah.
especially when you just compare it to like something like a freaking caveman or something. My God, imagine showing them that.
Yeah. What's the thought I had recently? Like, I don't know if this is like totally weird or gonna like sound strange or whatever, or if anyone else has like thought this, but truly like, even when we're doing this like live stream or, and we're talking to each other on like Zoom or whatever, but like really we're just like sitting in a room talking to a screen. Like we're
Yeah,
we're not actually talking to each other. You know what I mean? Like we're
yeah,
talking to like a virtual representation of it. But if you just sort of like take a step back, I'm just like sitting in my basement talking to my computer screen.
yeah.
That's actually
I
what I'm doing. You know
I
what I mean?
have I
And, I,
haven't had that
and
thought.
you have?
But here's why. Because I was my dog is, and I'm like my dog just thinks I'm talking to like nothing. You know, he doesn't know what
Yeah.
I'm.
Right.
You know,
Exactly. Yeah. Imagine what it must think. Right.
you know, it doesn't think anything about it, but that's like from its perspective. I'm just talking to a wall. You know,
Yeah.
not petting it. So I
Yeah.
certainly had that.
And so like also kind of like similar thinking because like Blake, like you and I have like never actually like met in real life
That's
before.
right.
But like, in a way, it's like we've never actually talked to each other. Like I've just like talked to my phone and I've
Yeah,
talked to my computer screen. In actuality,
yeah. No, I mean that's a crazy
yeah,
thought. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that just kind of like like brain explosion. So, anyways, just weird
yeah,
thought there. But yeah. Anyways,
yeah. Nahal, by the way, says he's starting the Vikings defense as well, and well, now how am I blanking on the Bears? Bears.
yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, you know what? I have no idea what the hell to expect from the Vikings defense. They had a good game against the Lions. I mean, that was a phenomenal like defensive game. Everything, special teams, all came together, and then they were just actually, they were solid against Lamar last week, but I don't know. Is Van Ginkel is he the answer to everything? I don't know. I was looking to like, start Atlanta over them for sure. That's been my go-to this week, but yeah, I'm sure I didn't see many good options on the waiver wire this week, so I don't blame you for having to go to the Vikings there.
yeah. Hey Blake, do you want to try to like go rapid fire through the rest of the questions, like or in comments? Like I don't know how many more we have to catch up on, but I do know that we had talked about like before the show. We didn't want to go like too crazy long tonight. Like we're both kind of tired. So yeah, what do you think? Can we go rapid fire here,
Yeah, let's,
or
let's go
what do you
rapid
think?
fire, and you guys just know, yeah, leave your questions or comments here for us to get through, and then we'll be wrapping up soon. Thanks for everyone for joining again. Make sure you're subscribed if not and liked. Been a
Yeah,
great
and any
stream.
questions that we can't answer, or if we end the stream before you have a chance to ask it, definitely head over to the Discord, drop your question in there, and yeah, hopefully if nothing else, you get some help over there. But yeah, we're gonna go rapid fire here.
Yeah, and then Josh says welcome, or sorry, Josh says hey guys, so welcome
Yeah,
Josh. He
welcome.
says I believe Josh is also new here.
All right, good deal.
He says did a couple trades during last week. What are our thoughts? 2 QB league, 2 QB flex league. Is I'm just gonna assume that means like super flex league there.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy. It was three
basically.
quarterbacks. Full PPR redraft. Traded Amon Ra, Javante, or for traded Amon Ra, Javante, and Trey Tucker for. And then it's in another comment. It says Brissett, Kyron, Pickens, Alec Pierce. Then you traded your quarterback. Uh, you traded my backup QB in Jones, Mac Jones, right? As well as Zay Flowers for Devonte Adams and Kate Otten. So a lot there. Let's just look back. Okay, so Amon
I'm
Ra.
assuming that's probably Daniel Jones. I think he just meant his backup,
I
not
see.
like an NFL backup.
I see. Yeah, I wasn't too sure with Jones because yeah, he probably wouldn't have much trade value with
Yeah.
Purdy back. So let's assume that's Daniel Jones. So Amon Ra and Javante. I mean, that's two top positional players. I don't obviously I'm not gonna love giving that away, but you get Kyron back to I don't know. I mean, pretty lateral from Williams. I prefer Williams with what he's been doing. Yeah, he's been a hotter player, but you get Alec Pierce, Pickens, and Brissett. I mean, you had Daniel Jones then. That means so. I mean, to me, I want Amon Ra there for sure. Dan, what about you? I want that Amon Ra side.
Yeah, that's a redraft league, we're assuming.
Yeah, I mean, Alec Pierce has been amazing. We can't.
So basically, yeah, if you kind of call the running backs a wash, and then you're basically trading Amon Ra for Pickens and Alec Pierce.
In
Yeah,
Brissett.
I think I'd rather have Amon Ra there.
Yeah, he did get Brissett in a super flex though.
Oh,
So
I see.
that's a nice
Okay,
addition if he needs them, but if he
but yeah,
doesn't,
did he need Brissett?
it doesn't sound like it because again, yeah, he trades away Jones as well though for Zay Flowers and wait, as well as Zay. Okay, Jones and Zay Flowers for Devonte Adams and Kate Otten. So I mean, yeah, Adams has been awesome, and then Kate Otten. If that's Daniel Jones and Zay Flowers, I don't know. Do you think that is Daniel Jones? I'd love to know for sure. Like,
I'm guessing. I mean, listen first, so I guess he wouldn't put like Mac Jones before Zay Flowers. So let's assume it's Daniel Jones. I mean, yeah, love Devonte Adams. I mean, Otten's been good as well, but yeah, I feel like
I mean,
if that
Daniel
is
Jones is just
Jones in a super flex, you probably got to favor that side, and Flowers is pretty good too.
well. That's what I want to make sure because I mean, Mac Jones feels like that's who it should be for the K dot, and but
Yeah,
I
so
know
maybe you're
Adams
right
is
then.
better.
Yeah, it seems like Mac Jones
Yeah,
would be more of an even trade there.
because I like it if it is Mac Jones. If it's Daniel Jones, I don't think I do. I love Devonte Adams, but man, Daniel Jones is like a top asset in
Right.
all of
It probably is
Superflex.
Mac Jones then. I'm probably wrong about that. So yeah, we'll,
Yeah,
we'll assume it's Mac Jones.
yeah. No, I mean, I'd love to get
Yeah, if
see if
that's Mac
that's
Jones, then but gosh, if that was Mac Jones, would anyone really be given Devonte Adams
well.
for
They probably thought he was
Flowers?
still starting though when he made the deal because this is like last week or something, right?
Okay, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, he made it kind of during the week, and Purdy just got started. So yeah, I mean, I want the Amon Ra and Javante still. I just want to keep the better players, but maybe you needed depth, so I certainly understand it. I don't think it's like crazy. I just it really hurts to get rid of Amon Ra, of course, but
Yeah, but I mean, Pickens has been really good, even though he's cooled off a little bit, and Alec Pierce has been
yeah,
amazing relative to expectations. So not like terrible, but we're always going to be honest with you, and we think we prefer the Amon Ra side there.
yeah. So I hope that I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's ridiculous. Hope that helps our thoughts there. And Edson says sitting at 4-6. I'm thinking if he loses this week, it's time to pivot. And I believe this is his dynasty superflex league he was talking about. Unfortunately, someone owns his first. Would it be worth downgrading Amon-Ra to Waddle to get your 26 first back? That's so interesting because Waddle's value is very up in the air right now, and for good reason. I mean, to me, it really depends. How is your first being valued? If if you can get it to a really early first, yes, I'll
Right.
do that. If it's gonna be a mid one, I'm gonna be very 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 hesitant to just do that 2-for-1. What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I agree with exactly what you said. If you're not going to be able to tank that first into any better than just like a mid first, I feel like you need like something else thrown on top of there, at least like a late second
Yeah,
or like an interesting player, Matthew Golden type, something like that. Player with some upside. I'd need a little more if you're not going to be able to make that better than like a mid first.
yeah, exactly. The first is the key. Because if it's a top, you can get it in top two. Like hell yeah, I'll just do that, right? I mean, Waddle's way on the up right now, so
Yeah, but if it's looking like if you got that first, then it would probably be a mid. But maybe if you get lucky, you could like possibly make it early. Then yeah, maybe like a late second would kind of make up the difference.
yeah.
But I'd be
And
careful.
look at other options too. It would be nice to get your first back, but you could always
Sure.
just get multiple first.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't affect you whether the person that owns your first ends up with an early first, a mid first, or a late
Yeah,
first. It literally has zero impact on your team. So don't get too caught up in that. Like, oh, I
yeah,
don't want to make it early for. I'm like, someone's gonna have an early first, so it really has no impact on you.
yeah. And then he says this league consolation gets first pick, so he can potentially swing. The consolation probably winner gets first.
Oh, like
Interesting.
oh yeah, the consolation bracket
Wow,
winner.
that really changes things up. I would still keep everything the same. If you think you can get that number one overall, might be a smash to then do it. I don't want to say that without actually. I don't have a league like that. I can't say for sure.
Yeah, that is pretty wild, and yeah, a lot different from what we're used to. So yeah, you probably know your league, better than we do, obviously, and the strategy that comes with that kind of setup. So
Yeah,
um, yeah, trust your instincts on that based on your experience.
yeah. I literally use your best judgment, especially if we've kind of added anything in to help there. If you got a feeling you should take it, knowing your league.
Yeah, but make
I
sure
think
you're very clear on how the draft order is determined. Like, don't just assume anything, or double check it with the commissioner and make sure that 100% this is exactly how the draft order is determined. Every part of that.
Yeah, and then Nahal, by the way, says sounds good for like the volume now,
Oh, good to hear.
and so that's good to hear. And he's also kind of getting the urge to start AJ Brown over Rome and Lad because of you, Dan. So, hey, I was the AJ Brown guy. I don't know, a couple weeks ago now. So now we flipped, and you're the AJ Brown guy this week. And
Well,
it's
hey,
funny
we're off
they
against
played
the
against my
Vikings, so
Vikings.
wouldn't it
Yeah,
make sense to now go off against my
that's
Lions? I
right.
feel like that pattern's going to continue. And yeah, take it for what it's worth. I mean, it's not the most scientific process in the world, I will admit, in terms of me saying to start AJ Brown, but I've been a Lions fan for a long time, and I've just seen this. Like, I can't even like count how many times I've seen this over the years. It's just like, oh, of course, this guy was struggling, so he gets right against the Lions. And then another thing, kind of a similar concept, is if there's like a rookie that has like started slow or he hasn't like broken out yet, and then he gets the Lions, like, oh, this is the breakout game, like this is it. So
Yeah.
take it for what it's worth. I've seen it many times.
Yeah, so I mean that'll be a fun storyline.
Oh yeah, I can't
we'll
wait.
track it tomorrow.
I mean, the Lions fan in me is certainly hoping AJ Brown doesn't torch us too bad, but I guess I wouldn't be too heartbroken if he has a big game, but the Lions win the shootout.
Yeah, and then as it was put into kind of like his team, you told us his quarterback room. He has JD5, Stroud. He's got Gibbs, Judkins, Amon-Ra, Terry. Laporta is missing. But rest of the team is just middling guys like Diggs, Njoku, and Benson. I mean, some nice middling names there as well. The Laporta will hurt, but hopefully you have Njoku and these other guys to fill in. But yeah, I mean, pretty good core there. It sounds like. And then Hall's got another midterm tomorrow, and it says can't really watch the 1 p.m. and the first half of the 4 p.m. games. Ah man, that sucks. So, yeah, that would be a game that he actually can watch. What at Sunday night? I think is what he was saying. Sunday night game.
Oh, the Lions Eagles game, yeah.
Yeah, but and it's funny. I actually just remembered I won't be watching probably a lot of the games because it's like the Canadian Super Bowl, the Grey Cup tomorrow, and it's in our town. And like my dad's from Saskatchewan, so I'm like a Saskatchewan fan, and they're in the Grey Cup, so we're obviously gonna go to that.
I'm assuming that's hockey.
No, that's football.
Oh, that's football.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we're going to that. I don't even know what time it is. Probably like 4 or something. I don't know, but Nahal's Canadian, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe he knows.
Right.
I don't know if he knows anything about the CFL.
Something about that then probably.
Yeah, and then Camex says, of course, thanks for streaming for always. I think he thinks he can speak for everyone, saying we're definitely getting up tomorrow. That's right. We're all getting up early for Dolphins and Commanders. I'm gonna do my best. Honestly, I haven't really cared to get up for these games. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I haven't bothered.
Last weekend, I think I put the game on in the background when I originally woke up, and then I just fell asleep, and then all I heard every time, Jonathan Taylor touchdown, Jonathan Taylor touchdown, Jonathan Taylor touchdown.
Hey, that was music to my ears.
Yeah.
I got 2 JT shares this year. Been loving that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I almost forget that it's on. I forget to even turn it on. I'm just so focused on I gotta finalize my lineups and make sure I'm good, before I can relax and enjoy myself. But yeah, I should have it at least going in the background.
Yeah. No, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not counting on getting up, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. But it's been hard to get up with the changing of time and everything.
But hey, can you imagine the people that we're so excited at this game in Europe, or maybe even some people flew there to see it, and they're gonna see Marcus Mariota and Tua
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's a good game for them. I always think that, people want to go see Burrow and McCarthy, and they're seeing Carson Wentz and Browning at the Vikings week 4.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Those poor people. But, yeah. And Nahal says Dan's been right on most of his questions. So, going back to... I asked him, even going back to DeMarcado or Carter, at least in the long term, I see. So... Yeah, I mean, you stick with Dan then if he's
I love to hear it. Yeah, I feel like I've been doing decent. I mean, certainly not batting 1,000, but I think I've been doing pretty decent.
Yeah, keep it rolling. We'll see about these. I mean,
it
might be science.
That's gonna be a big one now. That's gonna be a big one.
It might be science if AJ Brown goes off.
I mean, I've stuck my neck out there, so I mean, if he goes off, I'll be like, I told you.
Yeah,
I told you.
And then Kamek says, you see if any. It's getting so hard to read. Here, you want to take over?
You want me to read?
I can't even read now.
Yeah. It's getting late. Our brains are shutting down, so we're doing the best we can here. We'll definitely be wrapping up soon. Wait, is this near the bottom, or where is this?
It's got some emojis dabbing. It's some.
Oh, okay. So Kamek says, "You see, if anyone ever owns my first, it will be last."
Yeah, 112.
Oh, meaning he's going to be the champion. Okay, yeah. Hey, that's the confidence you got to have, right?
Well,
So,
it's a good point. If I'm trading my first, when I rarely do it, I am trying to make sure it actually is the last one. That's probably like most of the time the only time I'm trading it. So it's a
yeah. In fact, I definitely had that thought recently in a dynasty league that's just like start nine, so a little on the shallow side for a dynasty league. And it's only 4 points for passing touchdown. So, you really value between those two things, only being start nine and 4 points for passing touchdown, you really value those stud mobile quarterbacks. So I just spent three firsts on Jalen Hurts, all my own, 26, 27, 28.
yeah.
Didn't even hesitate. It was like the one weakness on my team. And I still have, even after making that trade, I still have two extra firsts still kicking around. So yeah, for me that was kind of a no brainer, and yeah, I'm betting on those being the 112s.
Yeah, can't blame you.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a loaded team. I mean, it has JT, A Chain, James Cook, London, Gatson. Sorry, little brag, but I mean, probably one of my best dynasty teams. So now it has Hurts. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm trying to get Josh Allen with the other two firsts
Okay.
because one of the firsts is the 103 right now.
Oh,
So the offer is the 103 and a 27 first for Josh Allen.
that would
And
be
based
good.
on what the owner said, I kind of boxed him into, agreeing that like, okay, well, projected 103 should be worth like two firsts, right? So like hopefully he can't wiggle his way out of it now.
Yeah, no, that would be like a stacked roster. I mean,
Oh yeah. So fingers crossed.
yeah.
All right. Oh, so yeah, I forgot. I'm reading now. So okay, let's see. Yeah, we're going rapid fire here. Kamek says, "Yeah, can't lose the trade if my first is always last." Yeah, there you go. Josh Ryan says, "Thanks, guys. It was Daniel Jones. I see Brissett as an upgrade on Jones for the rest of the season with his consistency, and Jones has a tough run coming up. I also just felt like changing things up." Yeah, I mean, I disagree with that. I mean, especially with Marv being out one or more games now. So I don't
Yeah.
know if you made the trade before or after that. If you made before it, I guess that'd be a little more understandable. I would prefer Daniel Jones rest of the season. What do you think, Blake?
Daniel Jones has been so good. And here's the thing. I mean, they're like sitting him and just pounding the ball out. Like, I think a tough schedule, actually, hilariously enough, it could be good. We
Yeah,
need tighter games. So,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, Brissett's been. All I can ever think is regression with Brissett.
yeah.
As well he's been playing, I mean, yeah, he's been like suspiciously too good.
Yeah, I mean he's got to have a dud at some point. I mean he's not, he's been great. But I mean he'll have some duds,
Yeah.
especially with Marv out. And then let's see, we have Wayne in the chat. He says, "Hey fellas, thanks for answering my question. My running backs are Kyron Gibbs and Benson and
Okay.
Stevenson, and the best receivers on the wire are Dortch, Lockett, Mac Hollins, Calvin Ridley,
Oh,
Calvin Austin, and Eli Manor. That's not too shabby. I mean, yeah, you got the deep sleepers I like in Dortch and Lockett, and then yeah, Hollins has been kind of on fire lately. Ridley could be a sneaky guy to add. I think he's expected to play this week.
okay.
So I kind of like Ridley if you can get him. Uh, Austin and Manor is not terrible. So yeah, I mean that's decent. I'm definitely if that's the case, I'm definitely taking Travion Henderson and hey, I'll figure it out at wide receiver. Like those aren't the worst options I've ever heard.
As long as he can start all four of those running backs, yeah, it's probably I'm probably with you. But if he has to then like sit Benson and start, I don't know, one of those crappy receivers, then that'll
You
be
don't know
my
that Benson's going to be like amazing. Like, yeah, he has some upside, and there could be some excitement there, but he's not some slam dunk. Like, oh, you got to have him in your
no.
starting lineup every week, rest of the season.
But,
When as soon as
but
moments
if
he's
he
back.
is, but if he is, and he doesn't, and he now is turned, and he can't start,
Well,
was he
hey,
gonna sit Gibbs? Like, yeah,
well, I mean, running backs get injured. You can play the matchups. I don't like. You need Henderson. Like, I mean, it's like this. Like, if you could go back in time and like trade for JT, and it's like, oh, but wait, like, I'm going to be a little thin at receiver. Like, no, you just take JT. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying Henderson's going to be as good as JT, but like, you got to take the league winner and figure out the rest later.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just being realistic with Stevenson coming back. I mean, I'm the biggest like Henderson guy. I really think that the Dowdle thing the Dowdle start will happen. Okay, then they get back into splitting. In fact, it probably might be even slightly more Stevenson. But then now he'll have the chance to take over. Does he actually get it? I hope so. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Pickens has been a locked and loaded start, so I just that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
So
And then Josh Ryan commenting on that deal where he like moved St. Brown and got Pickens and Alec Pierce. He says, didn't feel like I was losing too much value and get a more consistent quarterback flex and two really solid wide receivers over 1 star. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of it like too much from like a dynasty perspective. So I know this is redraft is the way we're interpreting things, but I don't know. I guess it depends on like how shallow the redraft league is. If it's only like, start 7 plus kicker and defense, I think you'd prioritize like the stud and St. Brown. If it's deeper, like a
yeah.
start 8, start 9 plus kicker and defense, then I think that's not too shabby of a trade.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be really deep because, yeah, I mean, I really just want to keep making my starting lineup better. I want to have the best starting lineup, but
Yeah.
then, like,
Yeah, I mean,
Amon Ra is Amon Ra. Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean,
like,
see how it works out. Like we could be wrong. But if it doesn't work out, then maybe you
yeah,
learn something from that. So, and hey, we've all made mistakes and learn from them. But we'll see how it works out. Like we
yeah,
could be wrong.
yeah, no, absolutely.
And then let's see. Kamek says AJ Brown said to drop him in fantasy, so I think you just have to. I mean, come on. Like if we listen to players on whether to start or sit them, like I don't think that would go very well. So I'm not going to care about that. I think he's just trying to like reverse jinx himself. You know what I mean? Like honestly, watch him it blow up now. That's what I'm predicting. Then Edson says, yeah, consolation bracket gets number 1 seed, can for sure win that bracket. My team is stacked compared to everyone else in the losers bracket. I'd also get a first round bye with some laughing emojis and a bracket of 6. Okay,
Well,
yeah.
I'll
Then
tell you what.
hey,
Do you have Henderson and Harvey? Those are going to be the consolation bracket champions. So I mean,
I like
make
it.
sure you get those guys.
Yeah, sounds good. And then Edson also says, you guys think the 26 guys, there's talent that's worth it though? LOL, downgrading from Amon-Ra to Waddle would be tough to swallow, so I'd need it to be worth it. Yeah, I mean, that's why we said you'd either have to get something on top or you'd have to feel pretty confident that you could tank that first to being early. But yeah, we're not like too worried about the talent. Like odds are by the time the 26 rookie draft comes around, we're all going to be excited about everyone.
Yeah.
And if you still don't believe, then you can just move the picks for a boatload, for players or
Yeah.
whatever.
And the thing to add, and we won't go into it because we've talked about a lot, and we'll continue to talk about a lot on other streams. But if you have the 101 or whatever it is, 103, it's worth the 101 or 103. Like these things have pretty standardized values regardless of what you're actually picking from.
Yeah.
The one exception is if you have the 102 and it's the Marv Caleb, you're like, okay, the 102 is like the 101. So yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Those things. I mean, how can someone argue with the value? It's literally the 101's the 101. It's the best pick in the draft.
Yeah.
So.
And hey, Edson says, Dan batting 500 for me. Not going to lie, but I like the perspective. All right. Hey, I appreciate the feedback on that. I'm so sorry to hear that. I feel like my process has been good. I definitely apologize if I've made some calls that didn't work out in your favor. I think over the long haul, I think taking my advice will probably work more often than it doesn't. But man, sorry to hear that. I definitely hope. I hope my advice to you starts to trend up in the right direction. I have a feeling maybe I told you to start Gatson over Bowers. That's the one that stands out to me. I can't think of like too many horrible calls beyond that, but yeah, let me know if you can think of any specifics. But yeah, hey, I think that'll turn around sooner or later. But yeah, my apologies, Edson. And then he says, I have zero regrets sending my guests for Gibbs. By the way, reason why I'm here, but F it.
Must be his first for Gibbs.
He was gotcha. Yeah, okay. Yeah, autocorrect there or something. And then he says, bad luck with JD and other guys going down. Terry, who I don't know who Trek is. Travion? I don't know. But yeah. Injury is definitely a part of it. Yeah, JD and Terry. I definitely own both players in Dynasty. It's been rough. Oh, Tyreek, he meant. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I have a team that has both like Terry and Tyreek and all kinds of players that are getting injured. So I feel you there. Kamek says, I be figure skating like a savant with the way I be avoiding all the injuries myself. LOL. Hey, I mean, sometimes better lucky than good, but that's great to hear. You haven't gotten too hit with the injuries there. And then Edson says, appreciate y'all answering the question. Yeah, our pleasure. Kamek says, I got a good trade deadline question before y'all go. Is it worth it to go after either of the Titans wide receivers before the deadline ends today? Okay, so wait, is this redraft then?
Uh, Good question because he's in a dynasty league, Camex. He's in that
And let us know if
18.
it's redraft or dynasty. I mean, we could answer both. For redraft, I mean, if you could just get like Ridley thrown in for nothing, or I guess even, like Io Manor or what's the other guy's name? DK. Yeah, I mean, there's always like the chance of like the rookie breakout. We've already seen a bit from DK, but he has cooled down a little bit. Now Ridley's coming back, so I can't say I'm like crazy excited about like those two rookie Titan receivers,
Yeah.
but they're decent lottery tickets. But I do think like Ridley is kind of interesting for redraft for us this season.
Yeah, he's just a dynasty. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Ridley and dynasty. Hey, of the price, if the price is really
Yeah,
cheap,
I feel like
I'm
he's gonna be the right
interested.
price right now. I don't know what like Io Manor or DK would cost, but I guess if you kind of get him like cheap or thrown in, like sure, take the shot on them.
Yeah, I could say I'm relatively interested in all three. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going out really sending offers for Calvin Ridley. I have a couple of them. I'll just keep those. I'm not gonna get anything for them. But DK, you know what? DK and Iron Man are interesting buys. I'm actually like really torn on DK. I could see like actually just flipping him in like a third as being like a great win right now. Uh,
Yeah, because like honestly, like I wouldn't be dying to send like any pick for either
yeah,
DK or Io Manor. I mean, they're probably worth like at least a fourth or something, but it's like, would I be crazy about sending that? Like, I feel like I'd rather get them by like, can I give you Flacco? Can I give
yeah.
you Brissett?
No, yeah, exactly.
Those
Like
guys,
that.
especially if I'm a rebuilder. So
Yeah.
that's more what I'm trying to do. But yeah, sending a third or fourth for them, even though they might be worth it, it might end up being a solid investment. Just doesn't feel great for some reason.
Yeah, you know what though? I'm much higher on Iron Manor. Again, I'm trying to get him in creative ways, but I would still prefer Iron Manor to DK easily, and
Okay.
I do value Iron Manor as like an interesting. I mean, we're
Yeah,
in
they're
that
both
second half of the
interesting. Like,
season.
don't get me wrong, but like, I just don't feel like so convicted about either one of them to even
Yeah,
send any kind of pick for them, unless it's like
yeah,
maybe like a fifth if your league has fifths, or
yeah,
I'd rather just find another way to get them. Like,
exactly.
what crap on my roster can I clear out to kind of just get a free shot at these
Yeah,
guys?
no, agreed though. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Ridley or DK this week. Edson says, man, oof,
that's a tough
that's
one. I do hear Ridley's expected to play.
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't mind letting him ride the bench and kind of earn his way back in my lineup, but honestly, DK is kind of slowed down anyways, and now you have Ridley coming back, so I'm starting
yeah.
Ridley.
It feels like he's slowed down. I think it's only been one game that like,
Okay.
and he
Well,
did
hey,
score a touchdown, but I,
fair enough, fair enough.
I
And then what did he have? Like, did he have a bye
he
week or
had
I
two
don't
good
know?
games, one bad game, bad game, but he got a touchdown return. Yeah, it's honestly it feels impossible to call this one. Like this is just a complete flip of the coin.
Yeah,
I
go with
do
your gut if you have a feeling on it.
yeah.
But if you're asking me, I
I,
would start Ridley
I want
personally.
to
But
go Ridley too, just based off like I don't know. He just feels
he,
better.
he should be the clear number one wide receiver in the offense when he's right and
Hopefully,
healthy. So is he right and healthy? We're hoping he is. If he's
oh,
active and the reports are decent,
I'm pivoting. I'm pivoting. I remember they played Texans. And all I can think of with Texans, they're down. DK works around the line of scrimmage. Maybe just some dump offs can give him a floor. Maybe some garbage time thing. But Ridley is going to be playing against Stingley, and
hmm,
that is just
okay,
not something I want to deal with. He had a rough game.
yeah.
What would they play week 1 or something, or one of those early
Although
weeks?
Ridley did go off this season in like a bad matchup. I think it was like Cardinals, and they were like a really tough matchup on receivers at the time. And I remember thinking like, Ridley's done nothing so far. It's a terrible matchup. Like, watch him go off this week. Sure enough, he did, and I should have started him. Should have listened to my gut. So I can't say. I do think you make a good point, Blake. So I can't say I'm like pounding the table saying like, oh no, it has to be Ridley. So maybe I'll defer to you on this one, but I don't know. I'd have to rethink it with that. But my gut was, I mean, just my knee jerk reaction was just start Ridley, but I could be wrong. So maybe listen
Yeah,
to Blake on this one.
yeah. I'm not pounding the table for DK. I think logically, if I'm just thinking through it, I think it actually does kind of make sense to start him. He has a lot of less things working against him.
Yeah, and Ridley is coming back from the injury, so I definitely think you could talk me into it for sure.
Yeah.
And then Kamek says Titans D may be a good sleeper after the recent Chargers game. They had 25 points on defense. Oh wow, didn't even notice that. So okay, maybe a good call there. Yeah, appreciate the suggestion.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're desperate at defense, yeah, maybe look at the Titans.
Yeah. I mean, you got to watch out for Davis Mills coming off that QB1 performance, but I wouldn't be
Maybe
too
crashes
shocked.
comes maybe he comes back
Yeah.
down to earth, just like we were saying with like Brissett at some point. So
I would not be.
uh,
Yeah. would I
Yeah,
be too shocked? Were
yeah.
the comments there drop anything last moment? What I wanted to say the last thing was we're talking about Mills was just I can't believe the stuff I've gotten for Davis Mills for like the 1 or 2 game rental. I traded one for Tyreek. I traded one for Deshaun Watson
Oh God.
And Noah Fant, and I was just like,
That one was kind of gross. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can explain your
dude,
thinking.
dude, it's a 1 game rental. What do I need a 1 game rental for? I mean, I can. What's the worst thing that happened? I didn't even want it. It just showed up in my inbox, and I was just like, okay, I'll take Deshaun Watson. He
I guess
actually is
since
coming
like no
back.
one was offering, since no one was offering you a
Yeah.
fourth, if that's the best you can get, I guess you got to do it. I think my offer was better. I offered you a 26 fourth, but you just had to give up, kick me back a 28
No,
fourth. Like,
see,
come
I'm
on,
not.
that's better than
No,
Deshaun Watson. Come on.
absolutely not, because I'm not even gaining a pick. Number one, Deshaun Watson's a complete wildcard. Deshaun Watson's not the thing I want in this deal. I accepted because Noah Fant. I would have accepted a 1 for 1 for Noah Fant. Noah Fant.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean,
I mean,
this might be a guy.
what are you really expecting from Noah Fant? I know it's a 0.75 tight end premium, but receivers do get 1.25, so it's more like a 0.5.
I expect better than what Davis Mills will be worth in 1 week.
Okay.
How can does it, what is it?
Come on, you could have had a 26 fourth. Like, come on, 2028. That's not even a real year. Like, we might not even be alive then.
It's possible. I'd rather gain asset. I do think Noah Fant is at least flippable for a 2028 third if someone needs that. And I think I can do better. I think you get a 2026 third if he gets a hot, Joe Flacco, dude. As
All right.
Burrow coming
I mean, he's
back.
only playing like 40 to 50% of the snaps, and that's with Gesicki out.
I-
So, I mean, dude, someone was trying to convince me. I just for fun, I posted in this King of the Hill league. I said, hey, I tagged all, and I said, hey, what flex eligible player would my 26 second buy me? I just wanted to see what responses I would get. Someone sends me Noah Fant for my 26 second. And it was just like that blank emoji where it's just like, I don't even have the words. You know what I mean? Now, yes, it is a 1.0 tight end premium, but like, come on. Like, I mean, my team is 4-6. This is looking like a, mid to early second at the moment. I mean, I'm hoping I can turn it late, but like, come on. Like, Noah freaking Fant. Like, I wouldn't pay that in my 5.0 tight end premium league. I wouldn't pay a second. In fact, in that 5.0 tight end premium league, I sold Fant for a second, and I felt like I hit the lottery by pulling that off. So hell no.
I might be the biggest Noah Fant guy or something, because I paid like a fourth for him in a league, like, and I got like, that was a listener league. I paid like a fourth for him.
I dropped him in Grease Bowl. Sure enough, you scooped him.
Dude, I thought that was like hitting the lottery off the waiver wire, and he was like, he actually was winning me weeks, and like he's been living in my flex or
I spammed out Noah Fant for a fourth in that league to all 11 managers. There would have been 11 declines.
Because he hadn't done anything at that point. But then you dropped him.
I dropped him at a bad time.
Right when Gesicki got hurt. So I thought that was phenomenal.
Oh, of course. Noah Fant been doing nothing for me. I finally drop him, and then immediately Gesicki gets put on IR. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. No. So it's funny. I didn't think we have Fant in Multiple Lab. I actually did genuinely like Noah Fant as he's literally the perfect free flex play. Just any week he can catch a touchdown from Flacco and catch a couple balls in those 10
The only problem is he never gets more than like 4 or 5 targets. Like he's never getting like 8 targets in a game or anything crazy.
I don't know. They keep converting into catches, and he just gives you. He's basically like Khalil Shakir. Like he's genuinely been Khalil Shakir since the Gesicki injury. So maybe that doesn't keep up, but I don't know. I mean, he's also an interesting guy in Dynasty. He's 27 years old. Can he be, I don't know, some kind of Evan Ingram or something?
You never know. Yeah, crazier things have happened,
we've
but
seen crazy things.
Yeah, I guess it's not the worst thing, but yeah. In any case, I think we're all caught up on the chat. I don't know. Let's take one last look here. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Edson says, I need a definitive answer, Dan. This is so you can raise that batting average. Okay, hey, lay it on me. And then he does say, to be fair to you, Dan, I hit Y with tough ones. Oh, I hit you with tough ones. Okay, yeah, you definitely do. We get a lot of tough ones in here.
Yeah, if you guys are asking, it's probably a tough one. To be fair, I do think we've done pretty good. So
exactly, because the whole thing is that like if they weren't tough decisions, like you wouldn't be asking us, you would just be making them yourself. So
we're getting set up for
all tough ones.
I'm actually shocked of how if we messed anything up, we would actually probably remember. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to even remember when we messed up like too bad.
The only one that really stands out to me is just that Gatson over Bowers.
Yeah,
But I'm sure I've made a few other wrong calls, but that's the one that really stood out where I was just like, oh
yeah. I mean
crap.
that's just like come on, like that. You
Again, I
can't.
think the process was good. Like I
Yeah,
said, start
that's.
both if you can, flex one of them. But if the rest of your team is loaded and I
Yeah.
can only really start one, I'm going Gatson.
I wouldn't beat yourself up too much. The next week, Bowers puts up 3 points, and
Exactly. Like,
Bowers put up
yeah,
a
I
career
wasn't
game.
wrong. I
Like,
was just early. So there you go.
yeah, I mean, you didn't know that game was going to go to overtime as well. That
Well, that's right.
that
Yeah,
plays
he had
there.
the unfair advantage of that extra quarter. So
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
And then let's see. Camex says Watson future second round pick value for sure. Buy before the deal runs out. Wow. I mean,
Whoa.
it's hard to imagine Deshaun Watson ever being worth a second in Dynasty, but hey, crazier things have happened, I'm sure.
I yeah, I mean, I genuinely think Deshaun Watson has like literally zero value. I mean, he does a tiny bit. Like, I'm actually kind of interested. Like, before that trade happened, I thought it was actually perfect because I'm like, okay, I actually kind of want one Deshaun Watson or two or something like that because the quarterback room is so abysmal anyways that
Right.
like actually this season he could get his window open and come back and play a couple games. And
Yeah.
am I expecting anything? Absolutely not. And he's probably going to be off the team or something this year if they can get rid of him. I know that contract's like been just the worst thing ever for them. But yeah, I don't think he's really worth anything. I'd be
Yeah, I
shocked
mean,
if someone gave you a four.
Watson was actually just sitting on waivers in one of my Dynasty leagues. I eventually like picked him up, but then I was running low on IR spots, so I ended up like dropping him. And then even once I dropped him, he still sat on waivers for like weeks and weeks. And then finally, I think someone picked him up. But yeah.
Yeah, and then Bowers better win Cam X's matchup. Hey, Dallas, that should be again. Hopefully you don't get Geno'd because I feel like getting Geno'd extends to like, whatever. I mean, even the term to
Yeah.
people getting screwed by their quarterbacks or.
Oh, it could be
I
anyone.
mean,
Yeah.
he literally might get Geno'd.
Yeah, if anyone benches Bowers now and then he goes off, like, yeah, you definitely will have gotten Geno. So, yeah, don't bench Bowers. Like, hopefully last week was a fluke, but you got to fire up Bowers every week he's healthy, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he wins your week. I got to be anti Bowers. Anything. I'm rooting against him. I don't own him anywhere. It's music in my ears when when Rock Bowers has a bad game. So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't own any of him in Dynasty
I'm his
either.
biggest hater.
Yeah.
But,
Wayne says, wait, I think I missed. Did y'all think him
No.
adding Dobbs or Franklin would make the trade better? Which one should I take? Okay. So wait, I forget which trade offer was specifically, but you want to know, would we rather have Romeo Dobbs or Troy Franklin added to your offer to make it better?
We
What do you think?
completely missed his comment. This was the Henderson one. So he would get Henderson and Troy Franklin or Dobbs. Absolutely. Now you absolutely take the Henderson side because he now gets Dobbs or Franklin.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Yeah,
That's
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So which one do you prefer?
No, yeah, that absolutely is Henderson now. I mean, that literally clears. If you had a Dobbs or a Henderson or a Franklin to begin with on your roster, which you didn't, then I can absolutely say Henderson because those are
So which one do you
receivers.
prefer? Which one do you prefer, Dobbs or Franklin?
That's
tough.
very, very tough. I generally think they're just about the same. If he has a preference, I would just say go with your preference.
Yes. See if either player has had like their bye week yet. If like one of them has had their bye week yet and one of them hasn't, and maybe like you don't, if your record is like 500 or just under 500, or you need to like win badly, maybe you err on the side of like taking the player that has already had their bye week. So that's one thought of how to break the tie.
Good
but I don't
call,
think you
good
can go
call.
too wrong there either way. I feel like maybe Dobbs has the higher. Wait a minute. Yeah, Dobbs has like the higher floor the rest of the season, but maybe Franklin has the higher ceiling if he just like really gets hot and like, breaks out. He's younger.
Yeah, he's been really good. The targets have been there. I think he can keep taking a step. Franklin does have a bye week 12. That could be a big enough of a
Maybe
tiebreaker. But
who does Franklin?
Franklin, yeah, Dobbs has had his bye, so yeah.
Okay, sure. Although you were just starting to talk me into Franklin because I was thinking like Jaden Reed's supposed to come back at some point, and like what if Golden starts to break out, and you never know. And Christian Watson's been solid, so
if the bye week doesn't matter,
yeah,
then let's say Franklin. If it does matter, then you need to go Dobbs. They're play
And
the
also,
situation.
like, I could see the argument for Dobbs is just like if he's kind of thin at receiver, Dobbs should just be someone he can just like auto start every week. But I don't know, like the read and all those targets there in the Packers passing game makes it a little complicated. So yeah, I guess I'm leaning Franklin unless if your record's kind of iffy, then maybe just go Dobbs because he's
Yeah,
already had his
that's,
bye week.
that's very close for me. I
Yeah, but
basically,
either way,
yeah,
take the trade with one of them and get Henderson.
yeah, that's awesome that you can do that. I would then definitely suggest doing
Yeah.
that.
And then Nahal says, what wide receivers have popped off in a comeback game against the Lions for you to be so confident that A.J. Brown going to pop off? Um, I mean, I don't know how many like specific examples, but I mean, it's just something I've seen like every single year for like, 30 years, basically 30 plus years. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I could go, I mean, I don't know. I could probably like maybe rack my brain. I mean, it's kind of late here. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll drop in the Discord after or like tomorrow morning or something like that. But just trust me. I mean, it's like every year. It's not just receivers. I mean, it's any position, basically, actually, let
Yeah,
me clarify. It's any offensive skill position. So it's quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, basically all the fantasy relevant positions. If any of those guys have like been in a rut, but like you expected good things from them, I'm telling you, they're getting right against the Lions. Just book it. Just trust me.
yeah. Say source, trust me, bro.
Yeah, just trust me. 30 years of watching every
Yeah,
snap of the Detroit Lions. Just take my word for it.
yeah, and
If I'll put it this way, if AJ Brown does not go off tomorrow, like it'll be a low key shock to me,
yeah.
like low key shock.
Okay. That's gonna be our favorite thing,
Oh yeah,
to keep an eye out for Sunday
oh
night
yeah.
football. That'll be fun. And then,
And it's just so perfectly teed up with like AJ Brown saying like, "Hey, like if you got me in fantasy, like just drop me." Like it's just like, oh, I mean, you could not tee this up any more perfectly because it's going to be all the more shocking to everyone else who everyone who's not a Lions fan for the past
yeah,
2-3 decades. Everyone else is going to be shocked, but like no Lions fan is going to be shocked. They're like, oh, of course, AJ Brown's getting right here against our Lions.
yeah. And and Edson was saying maybe this was like a start sit last week. Barner versus Parker. He said he told him to start Barner, and then he benched Parker. I don't know. Maybe that was
I
something.
said I said AJ Barner over Parker Washington.
I'm not sure. He doesn't explicitly say that, I mean, but
It
he
doesn't
says
sound
he
like something I would say. I mean, Barner's fine. Like, I'm not like the biggest Barner fan. I mean, did go to Michigan, go blue, give him credit for that. But like, I
part.
mean, hey, if I said that, like, hey, like, I'll take responsibility. It doesn't sound like something I'd say, but like, I mean, let me know. Like, honestly,
I'm yeah, I'm interested in that because Parker was one of my favorite things, especially when we knew the slot information. Because in the slot, I think his worst target share through 3 games of playing in the slot has been like 27%. I mean, it's
yeah,
been
I mean,
phenomenal.
I've been very pro Parker Washington ever since like he the injury opened up his opportunity
Yeah,
to play in the slot there. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like something I'd say, but hey, like I'll take the L if I truly did say that. I
yeah.
mean, I don't know if you plan a massive tight end premium or something, but I don't know. Let me know.
And Nahal says he just rewinded to watch. Okay, that answer about AJ Brown. And the answer is no about the CFL. He doesn't watch it. 3 downs. The uprights being in the middle of the end zone is so annoying. Hey, well, they're changing it. I mean, it's been around longer than the NFL. They're actually changing the rules with the goalposts and stuff, which is
Okay.
interesting. And the field's 110 yards, by the way. I
Oh
don't know if you knew
wow,
that. They're changing
crazy. I
it to
did not.
100 now. Yeah.
Interesting.
So some big changes for the CFL.
Yeah.
And Kamek says Geno is a malware virus that has affected the Raiders because they forgot to use Norton protection. I mean, that's a pretty good. That's actually pretty good. As soon as I saw
That's as good an
yeah,
explanation as I've heard. So
as
hey,
soon as I read the word malware, I was like, yeah, actually this is pretty accurate. Not gonna lie.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's spreading to Brock Bowers, kind of. I don't know. I mean, I guess he had that nuclear game, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll have to see how things keep going. But Wayne says he's gonna make the deal here. Says thanks, fellows. Here goes nothing. I think that's yeah, hold us to come back and complain if it doesn't work out. If CeeDee Lamb goes down, that is absolutely a winning move. That I believe you get a replacement and you get Henderson. I mean, some potential league winning upside. Those receivers genuinely might not be that big of a downgrade from Dobb or from Pickens. I know Pickens has been amazing, but I'd love that trade now for you.
Yeah, and sometimes you just got to be fearless. You know what I mean? Like, timid teams and managers like typically don't like win anything. You know what I mean? Like if you want to, come in third or fourth or fifth, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
like sometimes you
that's
just
a
got to
winning
go.
move.
You know what I mean?
No, that's a winning move. That's why I really like it. And hey, we were talking about turf toe re-injury. What if Stevenson re-injures his turf toe?
Yeah.
Dude, like,
Oh,
oh my goodness, Henderson. Like, if I could know
who
that
knows?
Stevenson's done or something,
Yeah.
yeah, Henderson. We just saw it. I don't even need to say anything. Thursday
Yeah.
night football. He had 5 touchdowns in 5 days.
Yeah. And then Nahal says, I'm so close to dropping Spears or Tracy to pick up a defense that has a good matchup in the playoffs. I might end up rostering 3Ds for the playoffs. Interesting. I mean, I wouldn't generally advise rostering 3 defenses. It sounds kind of wasteful, but if you're in some very specific situation where it makes sense, like, hey,
uh,
your league better than me,
I would
but I would try to just roster
I
one
would
or two
advise
at
against
a
that.
time.
Yeah, I would completely advise against that. I would say number one, there's so many things that can change on defenses. Like defenses, players get hurt, things just change. The defensive matchup right now might not be the same. Number one in 4 weeks from now.
Yeah,
Uh,
and if you're already rostering 2 defenses, then just have like one that's like really good and then the other that you like
yeah,
keep switching out each week for the matchups if you need
yeah.
to. So, and then you can still keep Spears and Tracy. And I'm not even that big on Tracy the rest of the season, so like I don't think that'd be the worst in the world to drop Tracy, but as long as you're getting someone that's truly worth it, I don't know if a third
Think,
defense would quite qualify.
yeah, I mean, and by the way, if you're gonna drop one, I would actually keep Spears as long as you're not actually needing to start one
100%.
of these guys because
Yeah,
Spears. Yeah,
don't drop Spears. Like if you have to drop someone, drop Tracy, but do
yeah.
not drop
Yeah,
Spears.
I mean, if Pollard were to go down, I mean, Spears, we're looking at a league winner.
Yeah.
He was last year, actually,
Or
a league
again,
winner
like I
last
just
year.
wouldn't be shocked. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm like trying to speak it into existence, but like I could just see this being the week where all of a sudden it's like the Spears show and Pollard's just finally on the back burner. I mean, it's unlikely. I'm not predicting it, but I wouldn't be shocked.
That'd be phenomenal. So I mean, I don't even think I own much Spears. I just really like Spears. I think he's got everything you need in fantasy.
Yeah, I traded him to you in a
Yeah,
dynasty league for DJ Giddens, like I mean, it was like the worst possible time. Like at the time, it was like he's like the clear JT handcuff, and I have JT in that league, and it's like, Spears is doing nothing. He's just gonna get injured again. Like just let me lock up this Colts backfield, and then like right after that, like Giddens started being inactive every Sunday. It's just like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So
yeah,
I wish I could have that one back.
yeah. I own a lot of Yens still. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he'll be all right, but like a leapfrog or something. If
Yeah,
something
I'm
happens.
hoping it'll be a leapfrog situation, but hoping to not even
Yeah.
find out because I'm hoping JT doesn't get injured.
That's right. It doesn't even matter that he's inactive technically because it only matters if JT's hurt in the first place.
Right,
But
right.
it's not, you'd rather him be active, of course. But I would 100% advise against the 3 defenses. And also, what I was going to say was a defense is not going to win you your league like Spears could, number one. I mean, imagine, again, we were just talking about that. If something happened, Spears is way better for your lineup. And number two, oh, wait. Yeah, I talked about the defenses changing. And number three, oh, yeah, think about this. In playoffs, well, guess what? Half the league gets cut out anyways, and each week goes. There's only a couple teams anyways on the waiver wire, so actually you have way less people to compete with. And when you look week over week, well, guess what? Like a lot of the best defenses you're streaming are not very good defenses because they just play like Carolina or something like that. So,
Okay.
yeah, don't roster 3 defenses. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Okay, we got to go rapid fire. We got to get off here soon, but we're going to answer everyone. And then as soon as we catch up, like the second we do that, we're signing off. So last few questions here. But Nahal says, I trust you, Dan. Hey, appreciate that, Nahal. Kamek says, also, one last tidbit of advice. If you are desperate for a deep stash, Jaleel McLaughlin could be a good rest of season pickup if you are in need of running back depth. I think I'd lean toward Tyler Beatty. If I need to pick up a depth Broncos running back, but who knows? It could be a leapfrog situation. So definitely don't hate the call. Nahal says, also thoughts on Brock Wright. I picked him up in my 32-man league, 0.5 tight end premium. Hey,
that's right,
that 32-man league, like that's awesome pickup.
Yeah.
Let's go. I picked up like 5 shares of Brock Wright the other night in Dynasty once I saw Laporta was out. So yeah, he is questionable, but if Brock Wright plays, you could do worse than a 32-man league. You got to be a little desperate to start him, but I definitely think he's worth owning in deeper leagues like that. Wayne says, oh, shoot, Patriots still have a bye week. Does that sway your opinions? No, not at all.
More reason to pick Dobbs, though, I guess, I suppose.
Okay,
so.
maybe. Yeah, maybe you lean toward Dobson since, he's had his bye week already. But no, it wouldn't change my opinion though. I'm still doing the trade. And then Hall says, "What movie are y'all watching this week?" Oh man, I mean, my heart just got filled from hearing that because I feel like not too many people have gotten into our film club. And actually, I guess this would be a good time to mention we've decided moving forward to start a brand new channel just to do our film club and movie reviews. So it's going to be called Cinema Savvy. We haven't even created the page yet, but we'll probably be doing that in the next few days. So we'll let you know when that's live. We'll probably let you know in the Discord or something, or we'll announce it on future streams. But it's gonna be the same schedule. So we'll still review it on the same normal days, and pretty much when our Wednesday live stream ends, on the dates where we would normally do the movie review at that point, we'll just say like, hey, jump over to the new channel. We're gonna go live there and do the film club review.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, we are doing Into the Wild, and I'm very excited about that. Great movie. Haven't seen it in a few years. Just an awesome movie. So yeah, watch Into the Wild, everyone, and we will be reviewing that on our new channel dedicated to movie reviews.
Yeah, and if you missed Glenn Ross Nahal, I would recommend watching watching it, and then you can rewatch the stream, the conversation branch as well. It was a really interesting movie. I actually really wanted to rewatch it last night. I couldn't pull it up though.
Oh, dude, like Blake, you and I were already like joking about lines from the movie like over text and everything, and it's just like I was already in the mood to watch it again, and I've probably seen the movie 100 times. I already want to watch it again.
I've already been referencing it a million times to people that hadn't even watched the movie, but my buddy was closing a deal. I was at a concert yesterday, and we got the tickets through his work, and someone taking him out, and then basically then he had met some other kind of rich contractor guy, and I was like, I'll always be closing, we're like just at the bar at like a concert. And
we've been joking so much about like the Al Pacino character and just like the funny way he talks and like his way of winning over people and selling people. Like it's just such a funny movie. Like it's a great, like as soon as you see this movie, like you're gonna have so many like inside jokes with like anyone else that has ever watched this movie. So it's so funny, so many great lines, really quotable. You got to see it.
Yeah, and then the Frogs is in here. Welcome. I believe the Frogs is new. It says Kyron,
good to see a new name.
Yeah, Kyron, Harvey, Rico, Woody, Swift, J-Mo, Need 2. Okay, that's some good options. My goodness. Rico, yeah. I'm putting him in there. Rico, absolutely. Yeah.
My God, these are all good options. Like, this might be the best one yet.
You're all setting us up for failure here. Rico, absolutely. My God.
The only thing I'm worried about with Rico, I mean, I still think he's like borderline must start at this point, but like, I'm worried that like teams are starting to figure out that the Panthers just can't throw the ball and are just gonna like load up to stop the run. I feel like that's probably what happened last week, though. I'm not saying like Rico couldn't go
points or whatever.
Or heck, he could put up a 30 burger, or I mean, who knows? We've seen him put up 240 burgers, so I'd be scared to death to have Rico on the bench, but. There is some concern there, but I still think he's borderline must start at this point.
Yeah, I'm starting him until absolutely proven not to.
Yeah.
Look, I'm probably just gonna go with a shootout potential game with Kyron.
Yeah.
Because I don't really care about the matchup too much, or maybe I should a little bit, but again, he could just punch in 2 touchdowns. Such strong options. I don't blame you for going J-Mo or Harvey. I would say those would be my next two. Would be between those two, but I'm gonna go Kyron.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I go Rico and Kyron, but man, you could make a really good argument for any name there.
Literally any name there, including Woody and Swift. So I hope that helps Frogs. So.
Yeah, but you're probably gonna win because like you must have a pretty good team if like you can only start 2 of those players.
Yeah. I mean, you're set up for failure. I mean, hey, can you trade? Can you consolidate?
Yeah, can you consolidate? Do a 2 for 1. Trade 2 of those guys for any kind of upgrade, right?
3 for 1 if that's your option. So you need to get it done.
Then we got Val's the GOAT in the chat. He says, yo, I need your help. I have Josh Allen, Josh Jacobs, Javonte Williams, CeeDee Lamb, Keenan Allen, Marv, Worthy, Vidal, Aaron Jones, Goddard. Would you do Javonte and Marv for A-Chain or some combination? Okay, so we're assuming this redraft. Rapid fire, Blake. Which side do you want? Javonte and Marv or A-Chain?
I know Javante's been amazing. I guess I should just make sure on his depth. It's not phenomenal, his depth, but I'm going to go A-Chain. Let's do the best player, and then maybe you can replace something through the waiver wire. I'm going to say A-Chain, but a rapid-fire A-Chain. Val's, by the way, welcome back. I remember you were maybe our 100 stream. You were there. God, that's tough. What do you think?
That is tough because like the depth doesn't seem amazing with like Marv having the appendicitis. Keenan Allen's been turning down. Like Worthy's been damn useless. Vidal's about to lose his job. Aaron Jones is injury prone. So I might have to say, oh, but wait,
But
but you're trading
Marv might not be
with the
back.
appendix. Yes, I would do it. If Marv didn't have the appendicitis, I
Yeah,
would probably say you might just need to keep the depth here. But because
yeah.
of that, yes, I'll roll the dice on A Chain and I'll hit the waivers hard.
100% agreed, but can you get I don't know, a receiver back in this deal? Come on, get someone back, like a Dobbs or Franklin if you can. That would be
You
really
get like
good.
an injured Darius Slayton thrown in, someone like that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would like that.
It can't even it can't be anyone too good because the whole reason the person's doing the trade is to essentially do a 2-for-1.
Yeah,
So don't get too greedy, but if you can get some kind of reasonable warm body thrown in, like maybe see if you can do it.
yeah,
But yeah, I would take the 8 chain side.
yeah, yeah. I mean, coming off 40 points, I mean, you see what he can do. My goodness.
And then let's see. Kamek says, "Let's keep them up, boys, with the questions." Oh my god! And then yeah, laughing emoji. Yeah, I need to like sign off like 5 minutes ago. I'm wearing down here. He says, "We don't stop. They can," with a bunch of smiley faces. Very funny. Appreciate the humor. Nahal says, "This movie came out the year I was born." LOL. Let's go. So yeah, 2007, I believe, is when Into the Wild came out. Wait, unless you're talking about Glengarry
No,
Glen Ross.
oh
Came out-
07. Yeah, he's
Okay.
in 07. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, then you got to watch it in the hall. I mean, like, if it came out the same year, you got to watch it. So, yeah, hope you watch it. Definitely check out the new channel. We'll let you know as soon as it's live. Join the Discord, everyone. And links in the description. And the hall says, anyways, I got to go to sleep. Good night, y'all. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Have a good night. Kamek says, good question. Actually, do the Panthers finally move on from Bryce after this year, or do they commit to the off chance he will turn it around for another test? Well, I don't know if this answers your question, but I just moved Bryce Young in a dynasty league for a 28 second, and I took it and ran. So
Really?
he'll age poorly, but like
Really?
I needed him off my roster. I
What
needed him off my roster.
what league was that? Like,
It was Joey's league. So it's the
okay.
same league where I traded for Jalen Hurts, limited roster
Oh,
space. Just
yeah.
get him out of my face.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I know that's a shallow league, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be willing to obviously in a normal league. I'm sure
Yeah, in a
you
normal
have
league
people,
with like more roster spaces, like I'd need at least like probably a 26 second, but I was willing to just take what I could get.
yeah, I don't know. I don't own Bryce, but for dynasty purposes and stuff. But fans, I mean, I don't know. He'll probably get a chance somewhere else if he. I mean, you would have to assume he would get a chance somewhere else. At least
Yeah.
maybe gets a better situation. But I don't know. I really think that they could justify moving on from him. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it could be the next Daniel Jones. I heard someone predict that for Kyler Murray. I thought that was kind of interesting. So I do have Kyler Murray in that league. But I think we're going to sign off here. Definitely drop us a like on the way out if you enjoyed. Make sure you're subbed. Yeah, great having everyone here. Appreciate the awesome questions. Hope our batting average ages pretty well for today. We do our best.
Right. Well, we're gonna be split down the middle, anyways.
Yeah, we disagreed a lot, so it was entertaining at least, if nothing else. But when in doubt, follow your gut, start your best players. Don't get too worried about the matchups, about weather, things like that. Just start your studs, follow your gut instinct, and yeah, good luck tomorrow, everyone. Appreciate the support. Yeah, enjoyed the game of the day of football, and we will see you guys for our